Every bar in Riverton has one ironclad rule: Marcus dogs are not welcome. Apparently, I let myself run too wild out there. 5 days and 5 nights without coming home, drinking at bars, ordering girls to dance, until my wife, the richest woman in the city, caught me red-handed. She had me hauled home, and punished me for a solid 10 days. The very next day, every bar in Riverton posted that new rule. Under Lydia's watchful eye, I call my friends reluctantly to explain. Don't invite me out drinking anymore. I have a curfew now. I have to be home by 10. I'm getting angrier just thinking about it. What gives you the right? We agreed to live separate lives. Lydia lets out a cold laugh. Because the drinks you've been enjoying? All charged to my card. My friend bursts out laughing on the other end. Bro, did your wife put you up to this? My face burns red. I mumble. I said it myself. I can't stop grumbling to myself. I've seen henpecked husbands before, but none quite as tightly controlled as me. I carry a secret. I've been reborn. I know exactly what's coming. Within a year, my wife Lydia will fall for a college boy. She'll divorce me, breaking apart our arranged marriage and cut ties with her own family. In my past life, I chased her for 10 years. In the end, I couldn't stop her from loving someone else. To be with that man, she dismantled everything my family had built. This time around, I've decided to let go. Inside the banquet hall, glasses clink and conversations flow. I sit in a corner, catching a pretty boy nearby talking to his manager. Aren't you going to say hello to her? The pretty boy looks a little uneasy. She doesn't like drawing attention. His manager smiles and replies, True, someone like her is always the center of attention. Getting photographed with you could actually hurt you. She's been looking out for you. The pretty boy flushes slightly. She has been good to me. Just the other day my car broke down, and she just handed me a brand new one. She even asked where I'd like to buy a place. His manager looks utterly envious. Then step it up. She values you this much, go win her over. Besides, her husband is basically non-existent anyway. I quietly take a bite of my petit four. That husband in name only they're talking about? That's me. Not that I can blame them for overlooking me. Looking back on 5 years of marriage to Lydia, the rumors never stopped. She's not in the entertainment world, yet her name always finds a way into the gossip. In my past life, if I'd heard talk like this, I would have demanded answers from someone. But after being reborn, these words no longer stir anything inside me. After all, I know everyone hovering around her is just passing through, and the one destined for her he's about to walk in today. Yet he still hasn't shown up. I'm starting to get bored. Just as I'm about to leave, there's a loud crash followed by screaming. A male waiter accidentally knocks over the champagne tower. The wine splashes directly onto the pretty boy's suit. The pretty boy's expression darkens instantly. He snaps. What is wrong with you? This is a haute couture suit from this season. Get your manager. Now. The waiter's eyes well up with tears. He keeps apologizing quietly, explaining he's just a college student working a summer job, but the pretty boy won't let it go. I walk over and sigh. Leave him alone, I'll cover the cost of the suit. The pretty boy looks me up and down, unimpressed. Big talk, do you even know what haute couture is? You think some pocket change can cover this? The commotion catches Lydia's attention. She frowns and walks over. The pretty boy lights up like he's found a lifeline. He rushes to her side and grabs her arm. The suit you gave me, someone ruined it. I look at my wife with a half smile. It's just a suit, I'll pay for it. Lydia shoots me a cold glance, then turns to comfort the pretty boy with a soft voice. It's just a suit. I'll get you a new one tomorrow. Go on home. With that, she leads him away. The young waiter beside me just stands there, completely spellbound. I've always known Lydia has a magnetic pull on men. I just didn't expect someone this young to fall under her spell too. I give the young man a sympathetic look and turn to leave. He calls after me. Hey, thank you so much for what you did today. Can I get your contact? I'd love to take you out sometime. I wave it off. It was nothing. Don't worry about it. Just as I'm about to go, the hotel manager walks over and scolds him. How could you be so careless? Something suddenly clicks in my mind. I spin around and look at the boy. It's him. In my past life, my wife stopped at nothing, even breaking with her own family to force a divorce, all to give one man a title, the one destined for her, Zayn. My family and hers were bound by an arranged marriage. A divorce would unravel countless interests, but she didn't care. She was dead set on it. She even offered a generous financial settlement, but the man I was back then couldn't see reason. I wanted her, not the money. I had loved her for 10 years. Who was this boy who came out of nowhere, casually walking off with Lydia's heart? I tried everything to avoid that divorce, and in doing so, I pushed Lydia further and further away. In the end, she crushed me with sheer force, and I was forced to sign. Loving someone who never loved me back, I withered away and died. This time, I refuse to be the villain in someone else's love story. I refuse to let someone who doesn't love me make me feel worthless. I remember in my past life, once I found out about Zayn, I did everything I could to get near him. Lydia found out and came to warn me immediately. Touch that boy even once and I will end every deal between our families. I asked her through tears, what does he have that I don't? She looked at me with contempt. He's bright and full of life. He's everything good in this world, except for his background. He beats you in every way. After being reborn, I've come to understand a lot. Love doesn't follow logic. This time, I accept the loss. Back at the estate worth every inch of its land. Sprawling, grand, and opulent. A wedding gift from both of our families. What surprises me is that her car is parked out front today. She's home. Lydia sits in the living room, one leg casually crossed over the other. She glances up at me, same cold look as always. I bend down to change into slippers, thinking about the young waiter. He had a little smiley face pinned to his apron. No one else did. Just him. Meanwhile, everything I wear costs a fortune. Yet it's always the same understated style, dull, lifeless. Suddenly I can't stand these slippers. I fling them aside. I walk into the living room barefoot. Lydia notices my bare feet. She frowns, surprised. No shoes? I sit across from her, calm. If I don't want to wear them, I won't. Lydia gives a quiet laugh, faintly mocking. How unusual, what's gotten into you? In my head I think your future husband, that's what. 5 years of a lonely marriage have taken a real toll on my body. I've been losing weight steadily. Lydia, on the other hand, is as strikingly beautiful as ever. I pull my gaze back and look straight at her. Let's get a divorce. The words barely leave my mouth before she lets out a scoff. She tosses her phone onto the sofa and stares at me, expressionless. Marcus, what game are you playing now? I sit up straight and meet her intimidating gaze without flinching. I'm serious. 5 years, Lydia. You're never going to love me. We might as well set each other free. In less than a month, Alton will host a major business forum. That's where she'll meet Zayn, working the event as a part-time host. She'll fall for him at first sight and stop at nothing to have him. In my past life, I did everything I could and still ended up with nothing but pain. This time, I won't make myself a fool again. I'm gonna step aside before Lydia and Zayn even meet. I'll clear the road for their love story. Maybe my eyes give too much away. Lydia's expression darkens immediately. She's never had a gentle temper. Anyone who displeases her gets no mercy. She smiles, but her eyes are ice. Am I your toy now, Marcus? Marry when you feel like it, divorce when you feel like it. Do you think I'm here to play games with you? 5 years ago, our families were on good terms and arranged our marriage. With Lydia's personality, she was never going to just go along with it. But her grandmother was gravely ill at the time, and that pressure pushed her to go through with it. For Lydia, that was a profound humiliation. Fortunately, she had no one she deeply loved at the time. She was also in the middle of taking over the family business and needed a reliable partner. So she made do with me for 5 years. I smiled to myself, a sad, bitter smile. Do you actually want to keep up this marriage in name only? Lydia seems to savor the words, with a cutting irony. What's this? Are you feeling lonely and restless? I choose my words carefully. No, But Lydia stands up and comes to my side. She leans down, hands braced on either side of the sofa, caging me in. If you're lonely, why didn't you come to me? Instead, you're talking about divorce. Is that what this is really about? Lydia always carries this faint scent tobacco and perfume, layered together. She's never been close to me. The only time I'd ever caught that scent was sneaking a breath from her coat. Now that scent surrounds me completely. By all rights, I should feel excited, but all I feel is suffocated. My mind is made up. I explain, it's not that. I've long since made peace with being alone. Lydia straightens up. Is that so? She never had any real interest in me. That little move was just to make me squirm. She looks down at me, voice turning cold again. I know today is our 5th anniversary. I have no interest in marking it, using it as an excuse to push for divorce. Don't bother. I stand up and look her in the eye. An anniversary we've never once celebrated, no point waiting until now. Think about it. My usefulness to you has nearly run its course. More than keeping me, you want your freedom, don't you? With that, I walk upstairs to the bedroom without looking back. A heavy door slam, then an engine roaring to life. Lydia's gone. This time, I feel strangely at peace. My phone rings. It's my good friend Jason. Marcus, come out. The Imperial Club, let's go. Since getting married, I rarely go out. Jason invites me 10 times. I turn him down 9. This time, I agree without hesitation. Let's do it. A long silence on the other end. Today's your wedding anniversary. You sure you want to come out? I answer firmly. An anniversary isn't a funeral. I'm on my way. I spend 10 minutes going through my wardrobe. I settle on a black suit, slim cut, showing off my tall but lean frame. I'd bought this suit specifically hoping Lydia would notice me in it. That month, she never came home. The only thing I'm not happy about is how thin I've gotten lately. I get dressed, do a quick touch-up, and drive straight to the club. The Imperial Club is one of Alton's most well-known entertainment venues. I find Jason and the others at the bar where we'd agreed to meet. Jason grabs my hand with both of his, grinning wide. Look who it is! A rare sighting! A few drinks in, the teasing begins. Marcus, if you'd bailed on us again, I'd have started wondering whether that ceremony 5 years ago was a wedding or a funeral. Jason reaches over playfully, pretending to pry my eyes open. Why aren't you home having a candlelit dinner? Let me guess, did Lydia get under your skin again? I swat his hand away. Cut it out, you're messing up my hair. These guys are my closest friends. In my past life, when Lydia's obsession with Zayn brought my family down, these were the ones who reached out and helped me. That bond forged through hardship, I've never forgotten it. So I tell them about the divorce. They go silent for a few seconds. Then all three of them start clapping. Finally, in honor of Marcus breaking free from his lovesick fool era, we drink till we drop tonight. Cheers, I shout along with them, almost able to see it freedom after the divorce, a whole new life ahead. The tragedy of my past life feels far, far away. As the drinks pile up, everyone gets a little bolder. Jason claps me on the shoulder. Marcus, look around, see anyone you like. Don't be shy. Go for it. Lydia's running around with rumors every day. We can't let her win on that front. My eyes wander through the haze of alcohol. You know what? Fair point. My gaze lands on a slender figure with a tall silhouette. If Lydia can go after a college boy, I can go after a college girl. I pick up my glass, stumble over, and tap the young woman on the shoulder. She turns around fresh-faced, young, a little shy. She shakes her head with an apologetic look. Sorry, I have a boyfriend. I bow quickly in apology and turn to leave, but I barely take a few steps before I trip and fall. The glass shatters on the floor. The girl reaches down to help me. Here, let me help you up. I look up at her, face completely red. Through my blurred vision, a hallucination, the girl's face shifts into Lydia's, staring at me coldly. I try to push myself up, but my hand lands on a shard of broken glass. Blood wells up instantly. Everything goes black. I pass out. Marcus, did you really think your family could stop me? In the dream, I see Lydia's face again, ruthless, without a trace of warmth. I'm a broken man slumped in the wreckage of a ransacked living room. When news of the divorce broke, My parents joined forces with her family's elders, pressuring her from every angle, but Lydia didn't hear a word of it. She pushed forward alone. She even paid a massive price to bring my family to its knees. Her own family elders had condemned her at first. Then slowly, they helped her. And eventually they accepted Zayn. Under Lydia's fierce protection, he gradually earned her parents' approval. Lydia, I have loved you for 10 years. Do you feel absolutely nothing for me? I cover my face with my hands, tears sliding through my fingers. Marcus, I gave you the chance for a clean break. You chose not to take it. Lydia looks at me, cold as stone. Then her phone rings a custom ringtone. Zayn's bright voice fills the room. Darling, please pick up. Darling, your call is waiting. I listen to that intimate ringtone, watching Lydia's retreating figure, the world spinning around me. A sharp pain tears through my chest. I jolt awake, gasping. I'm panting hard. I'm in my bedroom. Outside, the sun is bright and birds are singing. How did I end up back home? Did that girl bring me here? I look at my bandaged hand and press my fingers against my throbbing temple. I'm about to look for her when Lydia's voice drifts in from outside the door. Go have fun without me. I'm not interested today. She leans against the second floor railing, voice lazy, silhouette elegant. I lean against the doorframe and watch her approach. Where did you hide her? Lydia's brow knits tight. The college girl. I look at her. It's rare to meet a woman who makes me feel something other than you. In a month, Lydia will be losing her mind over another man anyway. I might as well find something to ease the pain sooner. The moment I say it, Lydia's face floods with fury. She grabs my wrist and drags me into the walk-in closet. Change. Now, who said you could walk around dressed like that? Dressed like that? I look down at my far from impressive frame. The clothes are doing all the heavy lifting. That word hardly applies to me. And since when does a woman who doesn't love me get a say in what I wear? Lydia, the other day you and that pretty boy, did you really get a room with him? I don't move. I just look at her calm. Not your business. Same cold answer as always. Then what I do is none of yours either. If we're not divorcing, then we live separate lives. I look at her evenly. After all these years, I never got love. I might as well find some excitement to fill the void. So, this is what going full reckless feels like. It's genuinely freeing. I don't have to let her moods control mine anymore. I feel like I've reclaimed myself. She gets to do whatever she wants out there, while expecting her husband to sit quietly at home. Lydia is no different. She doesn't love me, but she uses the title of wife to keep me in line at every turn. Lydia lets out a cold laugh. With that body of yours, which woman is going to want you? I look down. A plain shirt, a faint outline of chest muscle, everything else hidden beneath the fabric. Nothing remarkable. I brush her hand aside and calmly straighten my clothes. I'll eat more, work out, and get a few more women to notice me. Marcus, have you lost your mind? Lydia finally snaps. What on earth has gotten into you? The Marcus I used to be was steady, composed, considerate. How could he possibly say things like this? If my father heard what just came out of my mouth, he'd probably have a heart attack. But I have to act a little crazy now to break free from the real madness coming. Without Zayn in the picture, she won't file for divorce. An arranged marriage is never a simple thing to undo. She's too sharp for that. Weighing the pros and cons is her specialty, and I cannot go through it again watching her fall for someone else. Then divorce me. I bring it up again. Keep dreaming, Marcus. I want you to spend the rest of your life regretting that you married me. Lydia is cold and composed again, as if she's seen right through me. You want to live separate lives? Fine, then we do. I'm stunned. Just to make me regret it, she's willing to agree to even this. I never imagined that being forced to marry me had left such a deep wound in her, deep enough that she needs something this extreme to cope. Just as my mind goes blank, Lydia reaches out and hooks her arm around my waist, pulling me against her. She runs her tongue over her lips, her gaze unreadable. Want me to help you work on that body first? No. I push her away immediately. People who are meant to part should stop touching each other. Lydia narrows her eyes, sharp and searching. She grabs my chin and forces me to look at her. Are you Marcus's twin? Because a man who has loved someone for 10 years doesn't just suddenly become this. I force a stiff smile. Guess. Marcus, this marriage isn't something you can just walk away from. Too many interests are at stake. I don't have time for your emotional drama. If you really can't handle the loneliness and want to go out, she leans close to my ear. Be careful. I won't acknowledge any surprises. I'm someone who has already died once. I should be beyond all this, but something surges up from nowhere and I slap her across the face. Hard. My palm stings. A clear handprint blooms across her cheek. She turns her head away. The elegant curve of her neck, the striking line of her profile even struck. She's stunning. She slowly turns back. Her eyes are murderous, like she could strangle me right now. My hand is trembling. Not from fear, the slap jarred my wound back open. Blood is flowing freely. Lydia glances at my hand, then turns and walks away, leaving nothing but a cold, retreating back. I look at the blood soaking through the bandage. This is fine, I think. Better than the bleeding I did inside my chest in my past life. After that slap, Lydia vanishes again. She shows up in gossip columns, circling from man to man, in clubs, in boardrooms, just never home. I count the days. 2 weeks. That's all that's left before Lydia meets Zayn. In the meantime, I start dropping by a certain coffee shop. I order a black coffee and quietly watch him work. Every small movement of his catches my eye. If I were a woman, I'd probably fall for him too. Zayn, your girlfriend's here! A coworker calls out. Right, he has a girlfriend. But that poor girl is no match for Lydia. No matter how passionately they love each other, Lydia's power and wealth will tear them apart. By the time I learned about Zayn in my past life, he had already broken up with her, so I never looked into her. The cafe door swings open. A young woman walks in. I freeze. The college girl? Zayn, what are you? Oh, you came. Zayn lights up like a kid on Christmas, going to meet the girl who's brought him little cakes. I was working nearby, so I stopped by to see you. Brought you some little cakes. Wendy smiles so wide her eyes curve into crescents. She and Zayn have matching smiles, what they call a couple's resemblance. And Lydia is going to rip that apart. What a waste. Zayn is both delighted and concerned. You didn't have to. Working part-time is already exhausting. You don't need to spend on me. I'm working hard so I can treat you. Wendy's sweet words come so naturally. I can't help thinking Lydia has never once bought me anything to eat, though I never really liked sweets anyway. Since Zayn is still on shift, Wendy doesn't stay long. I sit in the corner, head down, terrified she'll look my way and recognize me as the man who drunkenly tried to approach her at the club. Once Wendy is gone, I quickly settle my bill and slip out. Sir, that's always the first thing Ray says when he sees me. I get home exhausted. I've been reborn and somehow the web of people around me has only gotten more tangled. I rub my temple. My brain can barely keep up. We haven't gone 100 meters before I say, Ray, let me drive. My excuse, I haven't driven in a while and feel like it. I grip the wheel and scan the road ahead. There at the intersection, Wendy, waiting at the light. I time it carefully and press the accelerator. I hit her. She goes down. I'm sorry! I jump out of the car in a panic and rush to help her up. Her leg is bleeding badly. It's not a minor injury. It's you! Wendy winces through the pain, recognizing me. I tell Ray to get her to the hospital immediately. The college girl's name is Wendy. She's a current student, 21 years old. I sit on the hospital bench, staring at her number I've just saved, a wave of sadness washing over me. In the end, I'm not as big a person as I thought. The only revenge I can think of is to fight fire with fire. If Zayn can take my wife, why can't I take his girlfriend? True, Zayn was swept up by Lydia's force, but he accepted it in the end. If he had refused her to the very end, maybe I could have stayed rational. In my past life, I had late-stage metastatic liver cancer. My final days were spent in a hospital bed. By then, Lydia and Zayn were inseparable. I never saw her again, not even once before I died. I cover all of Wendy's medical expenses, and I generously compensate her for lost wages and recovery costs. Being hospitalized must have disrupted her part-time work. I'm a decent talker. Within half a day, I've learned most of what I need to know about her. An ordinary family, both parents alive, running a small business, a younger brother in middle school. No wonder her boyfriend will be snatched away by Lydia. Rest up. I'll come visit often. Before I leave, I put on my warmest, most brotherly expression, a gentle smile. It's okay, I'm young, I heal fast. Wendy smiles, showing her white teeth, looking at me with complete innocence. I'm not that old either, 27, not 72, but 5 years of a suffocating marriage combined with long-term poor appetite have aged me inside and out. On the way home, I stop at a pharmacy and pick up a pile of supplements. Ray, contact a home services agency. Find some reliable staff, someone who can cook well, ideally with a nutritionist certificate. I sit in the back seat surrounded by supplements and give my instructions. Yes, sir, Ray replies. After I married Lydia, both families had suggested hiring staff to clean, tend the garden, cook. I turned them all down. Having anyone else in our home felt like an intrusion. It would have disturbed what I'd imagined as our life together. But the results speak for themselves. I've been given a second life. Time to stop dreaming. Back home, I walk ahead while Ray follows behind, arms full of supplement bags. The moment I open the door, Lydia is coming down the stairs. She's adjusting her cuffs as she descends, a casual gesture but impossibly graceful. Ray, you're done for now, I say. Ray sets the supplements on the table, gives Lydia a respectful nod, then hurries out. There's a cocktail reception in an hour. Your parents will be there. Get ready and come with me. Lydia doesn't even glance at the supplements. She just issues the order, cold as ever. She's never wanted me at her side, not unless I serve a purpose. Since being reborn, I haven't gone to see my parents. Not because I'm a bad son, but after everything that happened in my past life, I still feel ashamed to face them. I'm a little afraid to. Okay, I head upstairs. In the past 2 weeks, I haven't been idle. I've bought an entirely new wardrobe. Different style, different cuts, nothing like before. I pick a sharp suit, slim cut, with a carefully detailed collar. I'm too thin, but I'm tall. That counts for something. Aside from looking a little lean, I feel good about myself. After fixing my look, I put on a refined watch. Under the lights, it's bound to draw attention. The more I held back before, the more I let it show now. Lydia is waiting downstairs. On a call. She hears me coming down the stairs and doesn't even glance over. I don't care. I go to the car and wait alone. A few minutes later, she comes out. From the moment she gets in to the moment we set off, she doesn't look at me once. The entire drive, we don't say a word to each other. She drives. I scroll through my phone. I've added Wendy's contact and I'm checking in on her. Wendy, if the hospital cafeteria isn't working for you, I can have food sent over. Wendy replies, No, I'm fine with it, really. I forgot to pick up some nutrition supplements for you today. I'll bring some when I visit tomorrow. Wendy replies, You really don't have to go to all this trouble. It's not politeness, I'm the one who hit you and put you in the hospital. Don't be shy. Just tell me if you need anything. Wendy and Zayn come from similar backgrounds. Lydia played the wealthy heiress to Zayn, so I can play the rich and successful man to Wendy. Thinking about it that way, it feels almost fair. Something settles in my chest. The light ahead turns red. The car stops. Lydia finally glances at me from the corner of her eye. She takes in the change in me and still reaches for the cruelest thing to say. That suit is wasted on you. Right, those drama scenes where the man stuns the woman? Completely fictional. I put my phone down and adjust my collar. Really? No presents at all? That small deliberate gesture is enough to make her face darken again. Marcus, can you please watch yourself? Why? I look at her. I've been watching myself for years. What good did it do? When you've died once, things tend to stop weighing so heavily. Better to let yourself breathe than to keep yourself caged. Don't forget who you are. Her tone is sharp now. She's never treated me like a husband, yet she expects me to live by that title. I turn to the window and say nothing. In the old days, even a few words from her would have made my whole day. I'd have scrambled for things to say. Not anymore. At the reception, we play the part of a couple for a while. After chatting briefly with a few familiar business partners, I find a quiet spot and sit alone. Of all the luck, the young man who sits down beside me is Vincent, the one who made the gossip rounds not long ago for getting a hotel room with Lydia. Vincent, why are you sitting here by yourself? Another man walks over and asks. Just resting. Tyler, come sit with me for a bit. Vincent's voice is remarkably clear and bright. I've noticed Lydia has a thing for men with good voices. Zayn is like that. So is every man she's ever been linked to. The two of them start chatting beside me, apparently unaware I'm here. Tyler keeps teasing Vincent. Your Lydia is right over there. Why don't you go say hello? Don't start. She's my boss and she has a husband, Vincent says with a reproachful look. That husband? He's basically non-existent. No one's seen him in ages. And everyone knows she's been closest to you lately. I heard she's buying you a place. Tyler is practically dripping with envy. She's been very generous with me, Vincent says, the pride unmistakable. I don't even know why she's so good to me. I guess I got lucky. Lydia is generous with everyone except her husband in name only. Every man she's ever been linked to sings her praises once it's over. Just then, my parents walk over. Seeing me sitting alone, they ask, Marcus, where's Lydia? Why isn't she with you? At the sound of Lydia's name, Vincent and Tyler both turn to look at me. Their expressions must be priceless right now. I stand, hook my arm through my mother's and smile at her. What's the fun in staying by her side? It's all just business talk with a crowd. I'd much rather spend the time with you two. My mother looks at me, surprised. It's been years since I've been this openly affectionate with her. You two catch up. I'll go find old Chin and the others. My father, straightforward, as always, hasn't noticed a thing. He strolls off cheerfully to find his friends. Vincent finally recognizes me. His face cycles through red and white, his eyes sharp with hostility. I sit down with my mother and start chatting. Honestly, I didn't even want to come today. She's the one who asked me along. So boring. You child, this is important business. What's this talk of boring? My mother holds my hand and scolds me, but her tone is completely indulgent. I catch Vincent in my peripheral vision. I keep chatting casually. It really is boring though. By the way, Mom, I asked Ray to hire some household staff. I've decided to build some muscle. I've been told I'm too thin, need to eat more and work out. Vincent bites his lip, visibly struggling to hold himself together. Long overdue. The two of you live in such a large place. How could you possibly manage it alone? My mother approves wholeheartedly. I just wanted our own little world together, but I've had enough of that now. I let the words hang with just enough ambiguity. Vincent is just a passing figure in Lydia's life, insignificant. Not like Zayn. There's nothing to weigh here. Vincent suddenly stands and walks away quickly. Tyler follows close behind, probably just as uncomfortable. When the reception ends, I don't want to go back with Lydia. I want to go home, my real home, and spend a few days with my parents. I'm heading out, Lydia says. She's never cared where I go as long as I don't embarrass her. My father is still deep in lively conversation with his friends, completely oblivious. The reception wraps up. My mother hands me the car key and asks me to wait in the parking garage while she goes to pull my father away. I head down to the underground garage. I find my father's car and am about to get in when I see Lydia and Vincent in a tense back and forth. Vincent clutches the hem of her jacket, aggrieved. You've been so good to me. Are you telling me none of it was real? I don't believe it. Believe what you want. Just stay out of my way. Lydia yanks her jacket free. That's just how she is. Once she's done, no looking back. One apartment and Vincent convinced himself he was the one. She catches me in her peripheral vision, that impatient, contemptuous look aimed right at me, as if I were the one making a scene. I get in the car immediately and lock the door. If I weren't waiting for my parents, I'd have floored it out of there already. Seeing me retreat like that, something comes over her. She walks straight toward me. She knocks on the window. I read her lips. Get out. I frown and shake my head, mouthing back, no. Then my phone rings. It's her. Marcus, get out of this car. I want no part in whatever is happening between you two. Through the glass, I meet her eyes blazing with fury. I've thought it through. If I can't get a divorce before she meets Zayn, then I'll wait. I'll hold on until she brings it up herself. And when she does, I'll agree immediately and walk away with a share of the family company. Not a bad deal. In my past life, it took her a full year of pursuing Zayn before she finally asked me for a divorce. She came clean to her family at the same time. I refused. Nearly a year of fighting and clinging, and I still lost. Now that I'm reborn, chasing revenge that's just a hollow obsession. My past life feels more like a dream, and this one is the reality, before the tragedy begins. I'm not gonna let a nightmare turn me into a complete wreck in real life. Get out! Lydia is furious. She's probably never had me refuse her like this before. Vincent comes back, face streaked with tears, grabbing her jacket again and refusing to let go. He's a celebrity, for goodness sake. How is he clinging this desperately? I feel like I'm looking at a version of myself. I'm in no position to judge. Lydia shoots me a vicious glare, then grabs Vincent's wrist and pulls him toward her own car. I watch her car disappear into the distance. I exhale. By the time my parents get back to the car, I'm nearly asleep. You and your endless conversations, Marcus is half asleep waiting for you. My mother scolds my father. Come on. It's that project in the south. There are some issues with the approval. We had to talk it through properly, my father replies, clicking in his seatbelt. I sit in the back, drowsy, and drift into another dream about my past life. It's as if the universe is afraid I'll forget what I went through. It keeps sending me back there in my sleep. Mom, I want braised pork. I link my arm through hers and lean against her. This is what a mother feels like, safe and warm. In my past life, as I lay dying, my parents sat beside my hospital bed and wept until they had nothing left. They went gray overnight, worn down, heartbroken. At this hour, you want me to make braised pork? My mother gives my hand a mock swat. What's going on with you today? Did you and Lydia have a fight? You barely come home as it is. Was I just being a lovesick fool? I grin at her. From now on, I want to be a devoted son. Everyone around me has always known how I felt about Lydia, one-sidedly. So hearing me say this, my mother is genuinely surprised. My father nearly swerves the car. My father asks, "You don't like Lydia anymore?" "I do," I answer, "but that doesn't mean I can't let go. I was never going to keep her. She was never mine. She belongs to Zayn, that young, bright, beautiful man. Dad, we've been married 5 years. We're old news. Love, what does that even mean? Anymore. I just feel like I should be doing more, not just orbiting around her." Exactly right, that Lydia always in the rumors. I've never approved of it. Before, my father kept quiet out of respect for how deeply I felt. But now that I've opened the door, both of them pour out everything they've held back. By the time we get home, it's deep into the night. I shower and fall into bed. I have no idea how long I sleep. My mother knocks on my door. I answer, half asleep. "What is it? Didn't you say you wanted braised pork?" "I made some. Come eat a little before you go back to sleep." She looks at me as she says it. I wake up instantly. I sit up and stare for a few seconds. Then my eyes go hot and tears come rushing out before I can stop them. Since being reborn, I haven't cried once. Even the worst dreams from my past life only ever jolted me awake. I had grown numb to the pain long ago. Nothing could reach me anymore. But my mother made braised pork for me in the middle of the night and I can't hold it in. "Oh, what's the matter with you, child? You must have been wronged by Lydia. I'm going to that family tomorrow and demanding answers." I sit up quickly and pull my mother into a hug. "Lydia didn't do anything. I'm just overwhelmed. You're so good to me." I hold on to her, voice breaking. "She really hasn't wronged me. Everything I suffered I brought on myself. She's an honest villain. I was just a foolish admirer." My mother gently pats my back and lets out a long, deep sigh. "I'm her only son. She knows me better than anyone. I'm not someone who cries easily. If there aren't real grievances, tears don't come." "So are you still going to eat the braised pork?" she asks. "Yes, I've been craving it." I wipe my eyes and climb out of bed. Still a little sniffly, I take her hand, and we head downstairs together. My father is already asleep. It's just the two of us at the dining table. The braised pork is fragrant and rich. I eat several pieces without stopping. I've barely eaten these past few years. Eating this much all at once, my stomach swells painfully. I nearly gag. My mother pats my back. "Why are you eating so fast? You'll be up all night with a full stomach." "I was starving." I let out a sheepish laugh. The last time I ate like this was at my graduation dinner. Jason and the others and I had a big celebration. Then I married Lydia, and I started eating less and less to stay lean. "Even if you're hungry, slow down. Stop at 80% full." My mother says it gently, watching me. I lean into her arm and pout. "Mom, stay up with me tonight. Tell me your wisdom about work and life." She agrees without a second thought. The next morning, I wake up feeling lighter than I have in years. A full stomach, a proper sleep. After breakfast at home, I head to the hospital. Wendy is scrolling through her phone. Her arm wasn't broken, but the soft tissue damage is significant: stitches, thick bandaging, limited movement. Wendy looks up and is surprised to see me. "You came. You really don't need to worry about me or keep coming to check on me." I smile, warm and reassuring. "Of course I do." I turn to Ray. "Bring them in." Ray carries in a pile of nutrition supplements and lines them up beside her bed. Wendy looks at the spread and her face flushes with embarrassment. "It's really just a surface wound. You didn't have to do all this. A wound is a wound." I pull up a chair beside her bed. Wendy suddenly asks, "Oh, I don't even know your name." I answer easily. "You can call me Marcus." I don't think it sounds old at all. I am 6 years older than her. Wendy nods. "All right, Marcus." I stay and chat with her in the hospital room. College girls always have this simple, earnest way of seeing things. Wendy is in her 3rd year of an education program, currently on summer break. A hardworking young woman putting herself through. She talks about her boyfriend, bright and cheerful, and her dream, a stable job after graduation, and marrying the boy she loves. I let out a short, involuntary laugh, a little rude. I catch myself quickly. Wendy hesitates. "What are you laughing at?" I rub the tip of my nose. "Nothing. Looking at you just reminds me of my own university days when I had dreams just as bright as yours." Wendy looks at me curiously. "Where did you go to university?" I look at her steadily. "Alton University. Come to think of it, Lydia and I are both seniors to Zayn and Wendy at the same school." Wendy's face lights up. "You're my senior." I play along with a smile. "What a coincidence. Alton University is one of the top 3 in the country. Anyone who gets in has a sharp mind. Graduates have bright futures ahead. Even if they don't get rich, they'll live comfortably. If Zayn never meets Lydia, Wendy's dream has every chance of coming true." So we fall into an easy conversation, all about Alton University. We're in the middle of laughing when the door opens, and a bright, solid voice calls out, "Wendy, I'm here. I turn. Zayn has a clean, short haircut, handsome, with a maturity that suits him. His looks, I don't envy those. But the sheer energy radiating off a 20-year-old body that stings, just a little. When I was 20, I had already been quietly in love with Lydia for 3 years. My best years swallowed whole by a one-sided love that nearly killed me. Why is it that at the same age Zayn gets Lydia's all-or-nothing devotion, while I can only pour my heart into a diary night after night? Wendy's face fills with joy, then guilt. Zayn, I almost didn't tell you I didn't want you to worry. Zayn walks over, a bag of fruit in hand. Don't be silly, of course you should have told me. You got hurt. I stand and offer my chair to Zayn. I feel nothing. After all, I'm going to give him my wife soon enough. A chair is nothing. Zayn looks at me surprised. Senior? Is that you? What are you doing here? I give an awkward laugh. I'm afraid I'm the one who hit her. I came to check on how she's doing. Zayn looks at me, then at Wendy, and instead of getting upset, he just laughs. What a coincidence. Wendy, the senior comes to the gym where I work all the time. He's a good person, it must have been an accident. His easy generosity leaves me speechless. For anyone else, it really might not have been intentional, but I timed that hit deliberately. Wendy scratches her head shyly. I know, Marcus definitely didn't mean to. He even overpaid me. I felt bad about it. Zayn immediately pulls out his phone. We can't have that. Pay what's fair. Marcus, let me transfer the difference back. I suppose it's this attitude money means nothing to him that draws Lydia in. A young man with not a trace of greed, just clear, honest eyes. I have to hand it to him. Every time, he manages to make my designer clothes feel worthless. I decline calmly. There's no set amount for something like this. Wendy's arm will scar. She deserves what I gave her. You two enjoy your time. I turn and walk out. This carefree time the young couple has together, it won't last. Maybe 2 more weeks. In 2 weeks, Lydia makes her entrance. Zayn will be her target, and Wendy will never be this happy again. Thinking about it that way, Lydia really is ruthless. After leaving the hospital, I tell Ray to take me back to Crestwood Manor, the estate where Lydia and I live. My herbal medicine packages are there, I need to pick them up. I'll brew and take them daily at home. Combined with my mother's cooking, I should be able to gain 10 pounds of muscle within the month. The medicine packages are still sitting on the living room table, untouched. Whether Lydia came home last night, and what happened with Vincent, I have no idea. Just as I pick up the packages and head for the door, Lydia's silhouette appears on the stairs. She looks down at me from above, eyes filled with displeasure. Why is she home again? Under normal circumstances, she shows up once every 3 months. I look up at her, composed. You went after Vincent? I never interfered with any of your past rumors. I didn't want to break the pattern. Lydia is expressionless. Is that so? Then their resources getting cut off? The rumors flooding the internet all coincidence? So she's known all along what I've been doing, and she never stopped me, because those men were just entertainment to her. Nothing like Zayn would be. In my past life, just wanting to speak with him once was enough for Lydia to want to tear me apart. I won't deny it. You gave every one of them money and opportunities. That counts as marital assets. Getting some of it back in my own way seems fair. Lydia comes down the stairs, commanding the entire room. Then why didn't you take it up with Vincent directly last night when you saw him? I gave him an apartment. Half of that is yours. Has something gotten into her? I frown. Why is she wasting words on me like this? In at most a year, she'll be the one asking for a divorce. She'll be handing me a fortune. Why would I care about one apartment? I move to leave. I've made my peace with it. Vincent isn't the first, and he won't be the last. I can't keep up with all of them. I should have just sent Ray in for the packages. It's only when I step out the door that I feel her cold gaze finally lift. I toss the medicine packages onto the back seat and tell Ray to drive. My dad's car is parked right outside the house. The moment he walks in and sees me home, he stares me down and shoves his phone in my face. Look at this mess. I take a look. The headline reads, Rising star Vincent spotted with Lydia. CEO of the Lydia Group both deny any romantic involvement. If there really is something going on between them, it wouldn't be a romance, it'd be an affair. I hand the phone back to my dad and try to calm him down. Come on, it's all made up. You know Lydia, she's a businesswoman. Playing the game comes with the territory. My dad is furious. And you're still defending her? I'm not defending her, I just can't afford to let the old man stroke out over this. I roll up my sleeves. Then let's go teach her a lesson right now. I've got your back, the two of us, father and son, tag teaming, we'll take her down. My dad's face is dark as thunder, but the moment I say that, he breaks into a wide grin. All you ever do is talk nonsense. I hook my arm around his and ease him along. Come on, Dad, don't let it get to you. Think about how much the Lydia Group drives the local economy, doesn't that put things in perspective? That snaps my dad back to appreciating Lydia's merits. You've got a point. Just recently she donated a synthetic running track to a school. That counts as giving back to the community. I jump in quickly. Exactly. While we're talking, my mom has the table set. Calling us over for lunch, every dish is one of my favorites. It's a warm, comfortable meal, but my dad has to rush back to the office. So the afternoon is just the two of us, me and Mom. A few of her friends come over for mahjong, 4 women around the table chatting and playing away. I stretch out on the sofa and pull up the news article. Vincent explains that the two of them are just friends. Lydia has been planning to invest in a production, so they've been meeting often to discuss the project. Looks like Lydia is opening her wallet again. She's always been generous when it comes to this sort of thing. Without realizing it, I drift off on the sofa, and it's Jason's call that jolts me awake. No need to guess he's calling to drag me out to a bar. Jason is hollering on the other end. Marcus, get over here, drinks and beautiful women. I ask casually, how beautiful? Jason goes on in his usual over-the-top way, bottom line, drop dead gorgeous. Get here fast. Aaron's already here, Sean's out of town for a gig, he can't make it. Ever since they found out I'm pushing for a divorce from Lydia, these guys have been taking turns pulling me out. Whether it's dinner, karaoke, or going on shopping sprees, they never let me sit still. I know they're worried I'll fall apart. They're trying to keep my mind off things. And honestly, I need it, otherwise my mind drifts back to everything that happened in my past life. I hang up, and Jason's already texted me the address. Half an hour later, I'm out the door, feeling sharp. Jason has worked his way through just about every club in the city, big and small. He knows exactly where the best drinks are and where the most beautiful women go. The women he's brought along tonight are genuinely impressive. They look like minor celebrities. I've had a bit too much, my stomach is turning. I'm a lost cause, honestly. Surrounded by beautiful women, I find myself quietly comparing every single one of them to Lydia. And beyond the drinking, there's no real spark. Lydia still wins, hands down. Whether it's looks or presence, Lydia is simply in a league of her own. I get up and head for the restroom. "Excuse me," nature calls. The woman sitting next to me immediately follows and reaches out to steady me. I don't pull away. Once I'm in the restroom, I'm sick to my core. I rinse my mouth and splash my face before stepping back out. She's still waiting. "Can I get your number?" she asks, her voice like a hook. "What for? If you're lonely, you know where to find me." I lean in close. "Then I guess we'll see if I can handle the loneliness." And with that, I turn and walk away. Women like her don't interest me, not even a little. I press a hand to my head. I'm genuinely dizzy. I can't hold my liquor tonight. I'm heading home. If I go home this wrecked, my dad will give me an earful. Aaron stands up too. "I'm out as well, got work tomorrow." You can tell work is not exactly his passion. Jason rolls his eyes. "It's still early, but if everyone's leaving, there's no fun staying alone. Fine. Let's go." He settles the bill, says his goodbyes to the women, and heads out. We each call a driver. Before we part ways, Jason flashes a sly grin. "Marcus, you think Lydia's going to get jealous knowing you're out here tonight?" I'm already in the car. I wave him off. "Don't even mention her bad luck, see you." He's still laughing at something I can't figure out. I ride off. I tell Ray to drive and close my eyes in the back seat. Just as we're almost home, a sudden brake jolts me awake. I jump. Ray points to a car blocking the road. "Sir, I think that's Director Lydia's car." "What is Lydia doing parked right in the middle of the only road to my house?" I rub my temples. "It's fine, Ray. Take my car and head home." Ray turns around and is gone in no time. It's only a 5-minute walk from here. I walk around the car and start heading home on foot. Lydia steps out and plants herself in my path. She looks furious, anger flickering behind her eyes. "You've got some explaining to do." She shoves her phone in my face. It's a photo of me outside the restroom at the bar, deliberately getting close to that woman. Faces nearly touching, looking very much like something is going on. I look closer. Jason posted it, and his caption reads, "Plenty of fish in the sea, my boy Marcus has finally moved on." I accidentally let out a laugh. That actually rhymes. Lydia grits her teeth and snaps my name, her pretty face ice cold. "Marcus." I straighten up and fire back. "Wasn't it you who said we could both do as we please?" Lydia gives a cold laugh. "Do as you please, but who told you to let it go public?" I almost forgot we share the same social circle. Her friends would have seen that post. A woman's pride can only take so much, especially someone with Lydia's status. No wonder Jason had that sly grin all night. He did this on purpose, just to get under her skin. My head is genuinely spinning. I don't have the energy to argue. Fine, next time I'll tell Jason to keep it off social media, and with that, I turn to leave. But Lydia grabs my hand hard enough that I feel it in my bones. I let out a pained cry, and without thinking, I snap down and bite her forearm. She's so caught off guard by my reaction that she freezes, letting me hold the bite. Her arm is firm and toned. She finally snaps back, shakes me off, and grabs me by the back of the neck. "Are you out of your mind?" Lifting me away like a cat by the scruff. There's a perfect bite mark on her forearm. I look at her with dark, quiet eyes, and a bitterness I have nowhere to put rises up inside me. I've loved her for so long without leaving a single mark. Yet Zayn, who came after, left countless. I saw it more than once in my past life. Leaving this mark, it fills a gap I never got to close. I wipe the corner of my mouth. There's a faint taste of blood. "You have no right to question me. All these years, the rumors about you and other men, did I not lose face? Did no one laugh at me?" Lydia stares at me coldly. "Didn't you bring that on yourself? Did anyone force you to agree to marry me in front of your grandfather? Of course not. Back then, if anyone had tried to stop me, I'd have fought them off with everything I had. I believed that over time, she would come around, that she'd eventually feel something." I throw it right back at her. "You're right, I brought it on myself. But people change. I've made my peace with it, I just want to be free." Is that not allowed? Lydia's answer is as cold as ever. "No. You chose the wrong path, now you pay the price." I let out a slow breath and look at her. "Do you believe me when I say one day soon, you'll be the one asking for the divorce? You'd love nothing more than for me to disappear from your life entirely." Lydia looks at me with cool indifference. "Marcus, what kind of fantasy are you living in?" Her spite runs deep, willing to hurt herself just to hurt me more. "Why won't you believe it? She will let me go, I'm sure of it. But tonight, I've had too much to drink. I'm going home to sleep. You should go." Lydia grabs me and shoves me into her car. The car pulls away from my house and heads toward Crestwood Manor. I glare at her, restless and irritated. "You're taking me the wrong way. I left something behind." She asks flatly, "What did you leave?" I can barely believe I have to say this. "My herbal medicine." "Are you dying?" I laugh softly. "Nothing that dramatic. I'm just too thin, trying to build myself up a bit." Something seems to cross Lydia's mind. Her expression darkens. After that, I can't help but start dozing off. I expect Lydia to just leave me to sleep in the car. But when I wake up the next morning, I'm back in my own bed. This is the second time she's carried me to my room. That's not like her at all. My head is pounding. I drag myself to the shower, change clothes, and finally feel somewhat human. But now I'm hungry. Assuming Lydia is gone, I head downstairs to find something to eat. Halfway down the stairs, I spot 2 or 3 people sitting on the sofa, and they all look up at me at once. Lydia is among them, a hand of cards in her grip. The moment she sees me, her expression goes pitch black. Stella shrieks, "Oh my, look away, look away!" I scramble back upstairs in a panic to get dressed, and mentally, I curse Lydia about 800 times. What's gotten into her these days? Has she lost her mind? She keeps showing up at the house every other day. By the time I come back down, the three of them have put the cards away and are just talking. Lydia has a small circle of close friends. I know who they all are, just not well. There's Stella, Naomi, and Monica, all from prominent, wealthy families. Naomi is the exception. Instead of joining her family's business, she went into medicine. They all know Lydia has no feelings for me, and in their eyes, they've never once seen me as her husband. In my past life, they even helped her pursue Zayn. Except for Naomi, all three watch me descend the stairs, then watch me head to the kitchen. Without a word, I make myself a bowl of egg noodles like no one else is there. Lydia stands. "Let's go." Stella and Monica nod and follow her out. Moments later, I hear engines starting outside. I slurp my noodles without a second glance at their departure. After eating, I tidy myself up and head to the hospital. Today's main purpose is a checkup, with a visit to Wendy on the side. I register at the hospital and go through the standard procedures. Fortunately, nothing serious, just some mild inflammation. I pocket the results and head up to see Wendy. A cheerful young nurse calls out, "Dr. Naomi, are you off? Want to grab dinner?" I've just stepped into the ward when I catch this. Not far ahead, Naomi stands slender and composed, with a cool, understated face that sets her apart even within Lydia's glamorous circle, a lotus rising from the mud. Every heiress in that circle is an expert at living it up, but Naomi is the only one who chose medicine. At most, she joins Lydia and the others for drinks or games. She's never been linked to any man, and yet, she ends up absolutely falling for Zayn. I move past her and make my way to Wendy's room. To my surprise, Zayn is there again. Zayn is hand-feeding Wendy. She's eating grapes straight from his hand. Zayn laughs bright and easy. "What, I treat you this well and you're still playing hard to get?" Wendy beams like sunshine. "Are you kidding? My Zayn is the best. I'm the luckiest girl alive." Her eyes are completely full of him. I clear my throat, cutting through their little moment. Wendy looks surprised. "Marcus, you're back again?" Zayn jumps up right away to give me his seat. "Take my seat, Marcus." Up close, Zayn's sharp features are even more striking. It suddenly hits me. Naomi just left. I grab Zayn's hand without thinking, and pull him out of the room. Zayn startles. "Marcus, what's going on?" He follows me as I stride down the hallway. Naomi has already disappeared. I'm a little disappointed. In my past life, it was Lydia who met Zayn first, and Naomi only got to know him through Lydia. What if Naomi met Zayn first this time? Would things turn out differently? Would he fall for her at first sight the way Lydia did? I let out a quiet sigh and turned to Zayn with a calm smile. "Never mind, I was going to introduce you to a doctor very skilled. When Wendy needs her stitches out, she'd be a good one to call." Zayn smiles a little embarrassed. "Marcus, you really didn't have to. Wendy's injury isn't serious, and she's tougher than she looks. A few stitches don't faze her. She trained in dance for years. Bumps and bruises are nothing new." I nod. But in the back of my mind, I'm already planning, next time I'll make sure Zayn and Naomi cross paths. With Zayn right there as her actual boyfriend, I don't have much room to talk to Wendy, so I stay a few minutes and leave. On the way back, I stop at the pharmacy to restock my supply of herbal medicine. Back in the car, I call Ray. "Ray, have you sorted out the housekeepers?" Ray answers. "On it, Marcus, I'm bringing them over now." Half an hour later, I arrive back at Crestwood Manor. Ray beat me there. The housekeepers are already in position, each one busy with her assigned duties. Ray handles logistics like this exactly the way I like. When I walk in, Ray introduces me to the housekeepers. They bow slightly and greet me in unison. "Good day, sir." I nod and hand the herbal medicine to the most composed-looking one. "Brew it and bring it to me when it's ready." And with that, I head inside to rest. A little while later, she comes to me with the medicine and says politely, "Sir, your medicine is ready." I stare at the dark, murky liquid on the table, then look up at her bright, attentive face and ask, "What's your name?" "My name is Linda, sir." I give her my warmest smile and wave a hand. "Wonderful. Thank you, Linda. That'll be all." Linda nods and turns to go, but my eyes stay on her as she walks away. In both looks and manner, Linda bears an uncanny resemblance to Zayn 7 or 8 parts out of 10. It strikes me just how strange this world can be, like a row of dominoes teetering on the edge. I accidentally befriend Zayn's girlfriend and now I've hired Zayn's mother. I send Ray a message asking for the housekeeper's files, and I go straight to Linda's profile. The emergency contact is usually a spouse. When I see the name listed there, the corner of my mouth curls up. Linda and Harold, 2 names I know very well. My investigation into Zayn in my past life didn't turn up much, but I did manage to find his parents' names. This game just keeps getting more interesting. I lift the cup of medicine, blow on it gently, and take a slow sip. The next second, I spit it all out. It's unbearably bitter. Lydia has slipped back in at some point, standing at the entrance changing her shoes. She catches me in the act, and a flash of distaste crosses her eyes. "If you can't stomach it, don't drink it." I wipe my mouth and fire back. "Since when do you care? And why are you back again?" She pulls off her scarf, rough, careless, but somehow effortlessly cool. "This is my home too. Is there a problem with me coming back?" Lydia sits down across from me, expressionless. I nod. "Right, of course. I go back to the medicine, but it's just too bitter. I drink black coffee without sugar every day, and even I can't handle this. Before it even makes it down my throat, it comes right back up, and it splashes right onto Lydia's face and clothes. Her expression drops instantly. She stares at me, ice cold. I'm too stunned by the bitterness to speak. Then I notice the droplets caught in her curled lashes, and I pull out a tissue and press it to her face. That's the last courtesy I have left in me. Lydia grabs my hand and shoves it away. The disgust in her eyes catches me off guard. That familiar ache spreads through my chest in an instant. I keep my composure and toss the tissue aside. Sorry, the medicine is just too bitter. Lydia doesn't answer. She gets up and heads upstairs to change. Just then, Linda comes in. She moves quickly and efficiently, cleaning up the mess. She's more hardworking and more attentive than the others. Once she's done, I say tiredly, "Linda, would you start on dinner?" Linda nods and gets to work in the kitchen. I pinch my nose and force down the rest of the medicine. Eating more alone won't fix anything. I need to get my whole system in order before I can build any real strength. Once the medicine is down, I go upstairs to the study. I open a sketchbook covered in dust and take out painting tools that haven't been touched in years. I start painting, alone, and the focused, absorbed energy fills the entire room. I lose myself in the work, letting memories of everything I've been through drift through my mind. When, without warning, Lydia pushes open the study door. "That noise is unbearable," she snaps. I was already thinking of stopping, but hearing her say that ignites something in me. In my past life, I put away the brushes I loved because she said the same thing. No wonder Jason and the others called me an idiot. Out of spite, I drag the brush across the canvas, letting out a grating screech, and Lydia's elegant brows lock together instantly. I set the brush down and say, very calmly, "Then let's get a divorce. Once we're divorced and living apart, I could bang a gong and you'd never hear it." Lydia scoffs. "As if we need a divorce for that, we already live separately." I'm genuinely confused. "Then why do you keep coming back? What is it that keeps drawing her here?" Surely not me. Lydia seems thrown off by how sharp-tongued I've become. Her expression sours further. With her temper, she should have walked out by now. One phone call and she could be somewhere far more welcoming. But she swallows her anger and turns it back on me. "Marcus, it sounds like you'd rather I stay away. Found someone new? Could it be that she suspects me of cheating and she keeps coming back to catch me in the act?" My eyes go wide. "Is there? Didn't you say as long as nothing goes public, it's fine?" Lydia seethes. "You actually dare to cheat on me?" I shoot back. "Why can I not do what you do?" Right as we're at a standoff, Linda's careful voice cuts in. "Director Lydia, sir, dinner is ready." I brush past Lydia and head downstairs. I am done punishing my body for her sake. Linda's cooking is excellent, 3 dishes and a soup, beautiful in every way. I polish off 2 full bowls of rice, catching a glimpse of Lydia heading out the door. I finish the last of my soup and smile warmly. "That was genuinely delicious. Linda, cooking like yours, whoever gets to be your family is truly blessed." Linda blushes slightly. "You're too kind, sir, it's just simple home cooking." I shake my head. "I mean every word, it's really good." Linda's face softens when she mentions her son. "My son loves my cooking too. He's always telling me to open a little restaurant, bless him, he makes it sound so easy." My smile dims just slightly. He's not wrong, actually. Sometimes when luck finds you, things fall into place faster than you'd think. In my past life, as I was dying, I wanted nothing more than to see Lydia one last time, but my dad told me he was at the grand opening of his future daughter-in-law's mother's restaurant. He'd gone to cut the ribbon. No time to visit. The restaurant was Lydia's investment, of course one of the top 3 in all of Alton, a grand affair. Linda answers me with humble politeness. "We're just ordinary people, sir. Luck doesn't really come our way." I want so badly to tell her luck when it comes is unstoppable. "Linda, what if your son makes a very good match? You don't need to sell yourself short. The moment that changes everything for your family is less than 2 weeks away." But I hold my tongue. I watch Linda's slightly awkward smile, then push back from the table and leave. Zayn's family are not bad people, I'll give them that. In my past life, his parents were firmly against the relationship. Their son, still in university, carrying on with a married woman, scandalous by anyone's standards. But over time, Linda and Harold were worn down by Lydia's persistence and eventually came around. What they never stopped to consider was that while everyone getting what they wanted, I, the lawful husband, was living through the most unbearable agony of my life. After a shower, I settle comfortably into bed and scroll through my phone as usual before sleeping. I come across a news item about Lydia enjoying herself at a bar, with Stella and 2 or 3 handsome men in tow. Lydia generates attention everywhere she goes. Her status alone makes headlines. She could be eating street noodles on the curb and it would still go viral. As her husband, I'm a regular fixture in the comment sections. Her husband has the patience of a saint. If that were my wife, I'd lose my mind. Easy to say until it's happening to you. Since Lydia's marriage, the rumored men in her life have been countless. Some pity me, some envy me, some just laugh. I let it all wash over me. Just as I'm about to drift off, Sean's call yanks me back, his voice is tense. "Marcus, get here now, something's happened." "What is it? Slow down." "Jason and Lydia are about to throw hands. Get here fast, I've already sent you the address." How did Jason end up in a fight with Lydia? No matter how bad her temper is, she wouldn't get physical with a man. No time to think. I throw on a change of clothes and rush out. By the time I get to the bar, Lydia and Jason have already been moved to a private room. A public scene between people of their profile would have gone straight to trending. Sean pulls me over to Jason's side the moment he sees me. Jason is still fuming, eyes locked on Lydia, like they've been enemies in a past life. Lydia's rage is even colder, radiating a dangerous stillness. Stella stands beside her like a terrified little attendant. Stella glances at Lydia, then at me. Marcus, I'm so sorry your friend got the wrong idea. Those guys were invited by me, they have nothing to do with Lydia. Stella is 4 years younger than Lydia, and this is the first time she's ever called me by that title. Jason jabs a finger at Stella and erupts. That guy had his face practically pressed against hers and you call that nothing? Stella looks like she's on the verge of tears, genuinely frightened. Lydia's sharp gaze sweeps past Jason and lands on me, clearly waiting for me to say something. I pretend not to notice and turn to Jason. Jason, it's fine you're reading into it. Those guys were definitely Stella's guests. Lydia has better taste than that slick pretty boys aren't her type. Anyone watching would think Jason was the one who'd been betrayed. The room goes silent. Jason and Sean stare at me in disbelief. Marcus, are you serious right now? They know about the divorce I've been pushing for, but they never expected me to be this calm about all of this. Jason couldn't hold himself back from going after Lydia tonight, and yet I, who have loved her for over a decade, am completely unmoved. I take Jason by one arm and Sean by the other. Dead serious. Come on, we're leaving. We'll grab a drink somewhere, else my treat. I don't spare Lydia another glance. Stella blinks and nudges Lydia. Lydia, Marcus and the others just left. Lydia's voice cuts like ice. His title? He doesn't deserve it. Those words reach me clear as a bell just as the door clicks shut. My chest stings just a little, just enough to feel, I don't deserve that title. Save it for Zayn. We find a table and the three of us drink. Jason keeps asking me, Marcus, have you really and truly let Lydia go? I nod. That, I can say for certain. Jason raises his glass and drains it in one go. That's what I'm talking about. I've always respected you for that. 10 years of feelings, and you let it go just like that takes guts. Sean raises his glass to me as well. Just as the mood picks up, Sean's girlfriend calls to check in on him. His love life is the smoothest of all of ours, they're already talking about marriage. Sean totally whips, stands up immediately. Boys, my girl needs me, I'm out. Jason needles him. What, you're going home to babysit? Sean laughs, tosses back a curse, and vanishes. Once he's gone, I settle the bill and Jason and I part ways. Back at Crestwood Manor, I catch a whiff of myself all alcohol and decide to shower. I push open the bathroom door, and a wall of steam hits me. A figure steps out through the mist. I stare at Lydia like I've seen a ghost. 5 years of marriage, and this is the first time I've ever seen her like this. After a few seconds of silence, I say, this is my bathroom. Since we married, I've had the master bedroom whenever she comes home. She takes the guest room, or falls asleep in the study. This is the ensuite, mine alone. Lydia towels her hair, voice perfectly level. Any objections? I answer honestly, none actually. You're beautiful, I'm not complaining. Lydia, even if she had nothing to her name, that face alone would still leave men defenseless. She gives me a slow, unreadable look, then steps forward 2 quick steps. I step back 2, shifting to the side. Alright, I need to shower, you should go. Then a hand cups the back of my head. Lydia tilts her chin up and kisses me. A faint trace of mint passes into my mouth. Shock roots me in place. I don't move. When I don't respond, she presses deeper and her skill is undeniable. I have no experience with this. I let her take the lead entirely. Her warmth, the steam, the breathlessness, I'm flushed and sweating before I know it. The atmosphere in the bathroom grows heavier by the second. I try to pull back, she doesn't let me. The new position only closes the distance between us. Maybe I should just let this happen, fulfill what I never got to in my past life. Something in me gives. I close my eyes and begin to respond. A feeling I shouldn't be having stirs to life. And just as I'm about to lose myself, Lydia stops. She lets go. The heat behind her eyes fades. I look at her, disoriented. She lets out a cold laugh. So it was all an act. Weren't you done loving me? She reaches out and carelessly rubs the corner of my lips. Looks like you've just been putting on a show for everyone. Marcus is playing hard to get your new strategy? So this was a test, and she used this to do it. My reason snaps back. I straighten my clothes and hold myself steady. I look down at her, and something in me feels both sad and absurd. Was that really necessary? I don't play games like that. You're just not used to me being distant. Like a loyal dog that suddenly stops wagging its tail, it throws you off. But you'll get used to it. Lydia tilts her head, amused. Are you calling yourself a dog? I grip my disheveled collar and answer quietly. Don't you already know the answer? She's no naive girl, of course she knows. I confessed more times than I can count. She never took it seriously. Many men have loved her. The only thing that set me apart was that I married her. Lydia gives a light, satisfied laugh. Go shower. And with that she walks out. I close the door quickly and rush to the mirror. My face is flushed red. I could kick myself. All she had to do was toy with me for a moment, and I nearly fell apart. I take 3 minutes breathing, remembering until the calm returns. I shower and go to bed. Lydia is gone. The sound of her engine fades into the night. I watch her car disappear into the dark. She won't be back for a while. Tonight confirmed it for her. I'm still in her grip, and she can keep treating my feelings as something disposable. The next morning, I have Ray drive me to the hospital. I dress deliberately, a charcoal slim-fit suit, going for a composed, authoritative look. I arrive and set flowers by Wendy's bedside. My voice comes out low and smooth. Wendy, how's the arm? Wendy puts down her phone. Much better, Marcus. The doctor says I can go home tomorrow. I settle into the chair beside her and adjust my cuff. That's good. Your boyfriend didn't come today? Wendy smiles, soft and sweet. He's at work, we're both part-timing to ease the financial load. I nod and keep the conversation light. I pull out my phone, glance at it, and act startled. How is my phone already dead? Wendy points to the bedside table. There's a charger here, Marcus. I take the charger and deliberately lean over to plug it in, my body hovering just above hers, deliberately close. By the time I straighten up, her face is bright red. Genuinely innocent, I think to myself. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Naomi in the doorway, watching me with a deep, measured gaze. When did she get here? She saw the whole charger. Stunt. That's awkward. My smile goes hollow. Dr. Naomi, what brings you here? Naomi steps in, calm as ever. Covering a shift, she checks Wendy's injury and gives a few brief instructions. I stand to the side watching, feeling oddly guilty. Naomi has always been a little different to me. In my past life, the only thing that ever connected us was working together against Lydia. Before that, we were strangers. She never wronged me, and in the end, she was the one who searched for doctors on my behalf. She gives me a look. Step outside with me. I get up reluctantly. Naomi leads me to her office. The other doctors are gone. It's just the two of us. She flips through patient files without looking up. How are things with Lydia lately? Her dark hair is pulled back simply, revealing the pale line of her neck. The clean angle of her profile, I catch the sharp rise of her nose. I answer vaguely. Same as always. Marriages stagnate, that's why people seek excitement. But the price is usually steep. Naomi's voice is exactly like her, calm and a little distant. I frown. Why haven't you talked to Lydia? Naomi closes the file and finally looks up properly. I have, she doesn't listen. I don't even notice the edge of defiance in my own voice when I say, then neither do I. Something flickers in Naomi's eyes, as if my tone caught her off guard. I pull myself back. You're her closest friend. You know better than anyone what she's been doing all these years. I never argued, never caused a scene, never crossed a line. I've done more than enough. That girl just now, I bumped into her by accident. I came to visit. That's all there is to it. The reason I've changed around Lydia is simple. I want out of this marriage. But I'm not going to lose my composure in front of others, divorced or not. I still have a life to live. Naomi holds my gaze for a long moment, as if she's not entirely convinced. Just then, the other doctors return to the office. Naomi looks away and waves a hand. Right, she can be discharged tomorrow. Somehow, talking to Naomi leaves me feeling more suffocated than talking to Lydia does. With Lydia, I've thrown caution to the wind. The worst that happens is divorce, and that's what I'm waiting for anyway. But with Naomi, I feel like I've been caught, like something I shouldn't have done has just been found out. After leaving Naomi's office, I was planning to head back to Wendy's room to keep working that calm, refined impression I'd been building. But I stop, and I turn and go straight back to Naomi's office. I sit across from her and lower my voice. Dr. Naomi, would you like to grab dinner? I've had a lot on my mind about my situation with Lydia lately. I'd like to talk it through with someone, as if that's the real reason. What I actually want is to get Naomi and Zayn in the same room as soon as possible. Naomi looks at me, mildly surprised. The two of us, we've never even had a proper greeting before, let alone a meal. But this touches on her close friend's marriage, and she understands how much is at stake between the two families. After a moment's thought, she agrees. All right, tonight works. I'm free. I pull up my phone with enthusiasm, open my contact QR code, and hold it out to her. Perfect. I know a place, the coffee there is incredible. Add me and I'll send you the location. Naomi glances at the code, then picks up a pen and holds it out. No thanks, write it down. I stare at her. Is she serious? Absolutely old-fashioned. I take the pen without a word. I scrawl the address on a scrap of paper. I set the pen down with a smile. The Rendezvous Cafe, 8:30 tonight. I walk out in a genuinely good mood. At 8 o'clock tonight, Naomi won't find me at that cafe, she'll find Zayn. With that in mind, I spend the rest of the day buzzing with anticipation. I can't stop picturing the moment Naomi and Zayn come face to face. I decide to go in disguise. I'm not missing this. The only question is, will Naomi fall for Zayn on the spot, or will it take time? Around 8 o'clock, I head to the cafe alone. I don't go inside. I peer through the floor-to-ceiling window instead. Sure enough, Naomi is there, seated in the corner by the wall. Isn't that my old favorite spot? Her hair is down, her whole presence cool and a little remote. She sits quietly with her coffee, not even glancing at her phone. Where's Zayn? I scan the counter, searching. I look and look, no sign of him anywhere. Instead, it's my own lurking around that catches Naomi's eye. She spots me, stands, and comes out to meet me. Too late to run. Naomi doesn't bother with pleasantries. Marcus, what are you doing out there? Blind? I pull off the wig, feeling deflated. You're a doctor, could you be a little more civil? Honestly, that thing was suffocating. Naomi frowns. You invite me here to talk, then stand outside in a disguise. What exactly is going on? I answer without missing a beat. I'm here, aren't I? I just wanted to check you were actually inside first. Naomi skips the argument, pushes the door open, and gestures for me to get inside. I shuffle in, wig in hand, deeply reluctant. As I pass the counter, I look again carefully. Zayn is definitely not here. I ask one of the other staff, where's Zayn? He's off today. My face falls. All that anticipation gone. I drag myself over and sit across from Naomi. I order a black coffee out of habit and stare into it. Naomi watches me. Weren't you the one who wanted to talk about you and Lydia? I shrug. Change my mind. Let me get this coffee, then you should head home and get some rest. The words are barely out of my mouth before I feel the chill coming off her. Her gaze is sharp, a match for Lydia's on a bad day. Are you messing with me? She says, flat and cold. I spread my hands. I'm not. I just realized there's not much to say. Everyone already knows I've been in love with her for years. She didn't care before, she doesn't care now, and she's not going to care later. What is there left to discuss? If you really want to help, go talk her into signing the divorce papers. Naomi stares at me without blinking, as if measuring how much of that she believes. Her gaze makes me uneasy. I pretend to study my coffee. Naomi finally speaks. speaks. This wasn't an ordinary marriage. Your family's made a deal. I don't need to spell that out for you. Without a serious reason, a divorce isn't going to happen. Lydia won't agree to it. I sigh. You know her well? She says the same thing. Like-minded through and through. Naomi says nothing, just takes a quiet sip. I don't feel like talking anymore. Zayn's not here anyway. I'm just a side character, no need to spend extra time with the lead. We sit in silence for 3 minutes, drinking. I get up to pay. Naomi stands too and reaches out to stop me. Let me. I don't argue. Fine, it's pocket change for her anyway. While Naomi's at the counter, I slip away in a flash and drive off. At the intersection, as I turn, I catch her in the rearview mirror. She's just stepped outside, watching the direction my car disappeared. I shake my head and sigh quietly. Naomi is fated to always be one step behind Lydia. I've tried to help her twice now, both times failed. Whatever pulls Lydia and Zayn together must be forged in steel. Trying to push Naomi toward Zayn feels like a waste of effort at this point. I should let it go. Just 10 more days. I can wait. Just as I expected, Lydia doesn't come back for the entire week that follows. We go back to how things were: no contact, no visits. I'm at peace with that. When Wendy is discharged, I go to pick her up. I take her and Zayn out for a meal. Then it's back to the grind, sharpening my painting skills. Years of neglect, time to bring it all back. 3 doses of herbal medicine a day, plus Linda's cooking. I've actually put on 2 pounds. At a get-together, Jason slaps me on the shoulder. Marcus, what have you been taking? You look incredible. I laugh, glowing. Herbal medicine working on my constitution. Eating more to gain weight. Turns out it actually works. Sean feigns outrage. Stop showing off. We're all trying to lose weight over here, and you're out here deliberately trying to gain it. Aaron gives Sean a pat. Yours is happiness, wait, be grateful. Sean's girlfriend is a great cook. She's been feeding him well, and it shows. Sean shakes his head smugly. Jealous? That's what you get when you date someone who can cook. Something suddenly occurs to me. Sean, next time you've got a good gig lined up, bring me along. Sitting at home is driving me crazy. I need to build something. Sean looks at me, surprised. You actually want to get involved? I'm completely serious. If the right opportunity comes up, absolutely. I've thought about starting from the bottom at my family's company, but that's not where my heart is. My parents are still in good health. They don't need me there. I want to reclaim my own dream. Sean slaps his knee. I've been wanting to say this for ages. You were the most celebrated painter at Alton University, and you've been sitting home playing house husband. What a waste. Don't worry, if anything high-end comes up, an exhibition or event, I'll put your name forward. I bow my hands together. Deal. No need to thank me, tonight's on me. Don't hold back. After drinks, Jason and the rest of us go our separate ways. I call Ray to come pick me up. I've barely ended the call when I hear a familiar voice. I turn, it's Wendy. Marcus. I blink. Wendy, what are you doing here? Wendy looks at me. I've been working a part-time shift nearby, just got off. Marcus, have you been drinking? She must have caught the smell. I press a hand to my forehead and nod. The alcohol is hitting me now and my head is swimming. Wendy, can you drive? Wendy answers quickly. If you're not in any shape to drive, I can take you. I toss Wendy the keys and call Ray to cancel. When Wendy sees the silver Rolls Royce, a flash of surprise and admiration crosses her face. Marcus, this is yours? I answer through the dizziness. Yeah, mine. Just use the navigation, take me to Crestwood Manor. Wendy blinks. Crestwood Manor? She looks frozen, so I lean in. I let myself lean softly against her shoulder. Don't just stand there, my head is spinning. The kind of accidental closeness that looks like something more, it always does the most. Wendy snaps out of it, realizes how close we are, and quickly steadies me. Her face is flushed. Careful, Marcus, don't fall. Wendy and Zayn are alike in this, neither of them is swayed by money. Even knowing they're dealing with someone wealthy, they keep their heads. I play up the drunk act and grin. Wendy, you're too kind. Your boyfriend is a lucky guy, unlike me. Failed marriage, nothing to show for it but money. This car, it's actually the most ordinary one we have. If you like it, it's yours. If Lydia can give cars and apartments to other men, so can I. Wendy shakes her head quickly and helps me into the car. No, Marcus, you've had too much. Let me just get you home. Wendy drives with extreme care, going very slowly, probably terrified of scratching something she couldn't afford to replace. I pretend to sleep in the passenger seat, peeking occasionally to check where we are. After a while, Wendy speaks. Marcus, we're at Crestwood Manor. Which building? I answer without opening my eyes. Building 8. Wendy enters the specific building into the navigation and brings me all the way to the front of my door, parking cleanly. I pull out my wallet and hand her a stack of bills. Take it, that's for the drive and a little extra. Wendy freezes, then quickly tries to hand it back. Marcus, you don't need to pay me, I was just doing you a favor. I undo my seatbelt and step out. Take it. It's late, getting a cab home would be a hassle. Keep the car. Call me tomorrow and I'll send Ray to pick it up. Without waiting for an answer, I head inside. The moment I'm home, I wake Linda and ask for a sobering tea. She's in the kitchen before I've even finished asking. In 2 or 3 days, Lydia will be attending the Summit Business Forum. The moment she meets her real love is drawing closer. And so is the moment I get my freedom. A little while later, I hear an engine cutting out outside. And then Lydia appears. She takes one look at me sprawled on the living room sofa, then sits down at the far end. She reeks of alcohol too, not much better than me. Linda brings the sobering tea and sets it in front of me, then turns and greets Lydia politely. Lydia glances at her, expression flat, and says nothing. I sit up and give Lydia a bright smile. You've been drinking too, haven't you? Here, you take this one. Linda, could you make me another? Linda nods and heads back to the kitchen. Lydia doesn't touch the cup. I don't need it. I feel a quiet flicker of satisfaction. This tea was brewed by her future mother-in-law. One day soon she'll be chasing after Zayn and getting the cold shoulder, and she'll have to keep smiling through it. Linda comes back with a second cup. I speak to Lydia in a leisurely tone. Linda was already asleep when I woke her up to make this. If you don't even take a sip, that's really not fair to her. Linda quickly jumps in. It's no trouble at all. It's my job. I speak gently, but every word is a dig at Lydia. She has no manners and a terrible temper, Linda. Please don't take it personally. She's going to fall head over heels for Zayn soon enough. I might as well make that road a little harder to walk. Linda looks flustered. Please, sir, you're far too kind. I wave her off. That's all. Linda, go get some rest. After Linda leaves, I finish half the cup. Then I head upstairs to shower, and Lydia, as usual, retreats to the guest room. But when I come out after the shower, I find Lydia sitting on the master bedroom bed in her pajamas. I frown. What are you doing in my room? Lydia looks equally annoyed. My parents are here. They're in the guest room. In my past life, they wanted grandchildren so badly, and they never once showed up at Crestwood Manor to check on us. So why now? I'm caught off guard. This is sudden. Lydia gives a cold laugh. Sudden? Think about what you said to Naomi and tell me if you're really surprised. So that's why Lydia came back tonight, to manage an unexpected inspection. I genuinely did not see Naomi going to Lydia's parents coming, and now my in-laws are here. This cursed butterfly effect, I'm not taking the blame for this. I barely said anything, I just asked her to talk some sense into you about the divorce. How was I supposed to know she'd go straight to your parents? Lydia is visibly irritated, her tone edged with warning. How long are you planning to keep this up? I don't answer. I open the drawer and pull out a divorce agreement already drafted. My signature is already on it. No assets, no claims, just the divorce. I hold it out to Lydia. Sign it, and you'll have your answer about whether I'm playing games. The air goes still. Lydia's expression darkens with every second. Just as she moves to tear it apart, a knock at the bedroom door. My mother-in-law's voice comes through. Lydia, Marcus, are you two still up? Lydia shoves the agreement under the covers in an instant, then goes to open the door. It's so late, why aren't you in bed? My mother-in-law stands in the doorway. We were just about to turn in, but we saw the light on and wanted to check on you. I walk over to join them, time to put on a show. We were just about to turn in ourselves, Mom. As I say it, I slip my arm through Lydia's and lean against her shoulder. Lydia doesn't flinch. She shoots me a look, says nothing. My mother-in-law smiles warmly. It really is late. Your father has the summit business forum the day after tomorrow. We made a last-minute trip to Alton, so we thought we'd just stay here instead of getting a hotel. I put on my warmest expression. That's wonderful. It's been too long since we've seen you both. We'll take you out for some good food while you're here. Make a proper visit of it. All right, you two get some sleep, don't stay up too late. My mother-in-law turns and walks away. In my past life, I had always gotten one thing wrong. I thought Lydia was a free spirit who rarely listened to her family, and I had poured everything into her, convinced that as long as she loved me back, nothing else mattered. But then I watched her fight tooth and nail for her family's approval, all for Zayn's sake. That's when I realized family meant everything to her. If only I had built a real bond with her parents, maybe I wouldn't have been the one to lose. I closed the door and let out a quiet breath of relief, then lock eyes with Lydia, and the awkward silence hits immediately. You take the bed and I'll take the couch. Or should it be the other way around? Lydia drops onto the bed without a care and answers flatly, don't bother. You really think either of us would feel anything? I have to admit Lydia has a real gift for twisting the knife. I don't say another word. I just lie down on the other side. This is only the second time we've shared a bed since getting married. The first was our wedding night and she didn't touch me then either. We lie back to back like two strangers who just happen to share a bed. After a moment, I break the silence. Can you give me Naomi's number? Lydia says nothing. I roll over to look at her. Has she already fallen asleep? I feel a flash of irritation. Then her voice cuts through, cold and flat. No, fine. I close my eyes again and try to sleep. Then a low rumble of thunder rolls in from outside. A storm is coming. A crack of thunder explodes and I yank the blanket up over my head in one sharp pull. But even the rolling thunder can't drown out Lydia's voice, sharp and seething. Marcus! I peek out from under the blanket and face her scowl. Sorry, I'm scared of thunder. Lydia has never had a single soft spot for me. She yanks the blanket right back. Not my problem. Boom, another massive crack of thunder shakes the air. I shoot across the bed like an arrow and bury myself in her arms. Divorce can wait, surviving the night comes first. Lydia goes completely rigid, clearly appalled. Who could possibly be comfortable cuddling a man as bony as a bamboo pole? Even I feel awkward about it. Lydia pries my arms off, expression sour. Don't touch me, please. I swallow the sting and keep my voice even. Then stop stealing my blanket. Lydia kicks the blanket over to my side, then climbs out of bed, digs out a spare blanket, and makes herself a spot on the floor. I wrap myself up tight in the blanket like a cocoon, my eyes drifting down to where Lydia lies on the floor. If it were Zayn who was scared of thunder, she'd probably pull him so close she'd never let go. That night, I dream of my past life again. The despair, the helpless rage, it seared into me. The next morning, I wake to find Lydia already gone from the floor. I get dressed and head downstairs. Linda is making breakfast, and the other staff are cleaning. My mother-in-law is out in the courtyard, trimming the flowers and plants battered by last night's storm, while my father-in-law watches from the side. I step outside with an easy smile. Mom, Dad, you're up early. My mother-in-law laughs. At our age, you can't sleep in, gotta keep moving. I walk over and casually link my arm through hers, brushing past her look of surprise and launching right into conversation. Mom, I have a friend who runs a jewelry shop. He recently got his hands on a pair of violet jadeite bracelets, absolutely stunning. He's short on cash right now, so I bought them knowing how much you love collecting jadeite. I'll pick them up in the next day or two and bring them to you. My mother-in-law has a passion for fine jadeite. She even has a dedicated display room at home. I'm playing to her weakness on purpose, working to get closer to her, not to win Lydia back. No, my reasons are far pettier than that. I want to make the road between her and Zayn as rocky as possible. A little payback, that's all. And sure enough, my mother-in-law's eyes light up. Violet jadeite bracelets? Oh, bring them over, I'd love to see them. If I like them, I'll pay you for them. There's no need for that between us. I'll bring them over in a couple of days. I do actually own a pair, a gift from my own mother a couple of years ago, worth well into the millions. If it helps win my mother-in-law over even more, and makes her harder on Zayn down the line, it's worth every penny. My mother-in-law pats my hand warmly. I know you mean well, but I can't just let you give things away. Whatever it's worth, I'll pay you. I shake my head. Please don't say that. We can't always be here to look after you. This is the least we can do. As long as you and Dad are happy and healthy, no amount is too much. My in-laws exchange a glance, clearly puzzled. In 5 years of marriage, I've never once said anything like this. My father-in-law stops and straightens his sleeve. Marcus, the thought alone is enough. Your mother and I only have one wish, a grandchild. You two had better get moving. At that, my mother-in-law seems to remember something. She pulls me aside, looking uncomfortable. Marcus, have the two of you been to see a doctor? Could it be that girl has been running around so much she's worn herself out? I'm genuinely startled. I've never appreciated how sharp my mother-in-law really is. When it comes to something like this, she suspects her own daughter first, not the son-in-law. I'm touched, but I have no choice but to lie. Mom, don't worry, we've both been checked out. Everything's fine. It's probably just that Lydia's been so busy. She's hardly ever home, so it's just taking a little longer. My mother-in-law sighs. Your father and I have seen the gossip columns. We've scolded her plenty, but you're her husband. You need to keep a closer eye on her. I know full well that Lydia is about to fall for someone else, but looking into my mother-in-law's sincere eyes, I nod anyway. We chat a while longer, then sit down for breakfast together. I learn that Lydia left early. I don't give it a second thought. My attitude toward her now can be summed up in one word: indifference. After breakfast, I get in my car and drive straight to the hospital time to settle a score with Naomi. Naomi has just finished her rounds and barely makes it back to her office before I'm blocking the doorway. I give her a smile that never reaches my eyes. Dr. Naomi, got a few minutes? Naomi's fair, delicate face is completely expressionless. No. I sit down beside her anyway. You're avoiding me because you feel guilty, aren't you? I asked you to talk Lydia into a divorce. Instead, you talked her parents into coming to Crestwood Manor. Since when are you such a noble crusader for other people's marriages? The type who'd tear down 10 temples before breaking up one couple. Naomi glances at me, her tone flat. Her parents asked how things were between you two lately. I simply told them you wanted a divorce. I nearly lose it. Did this woman trade her emotional intelligence for her looks? Out of everything she could have said, she chose that one line, and now what are my in-laws supposed to think of me? Just as I'm pressing my hand to my forehead in frustration, a nurse calls Naomi away. I'm left alone in the office. My eyes land on her thermos. Without hesitation, I dig a cigarette butt out of the trash and drop it right in. Serves her right, I mutter under my breath. Restless and irritated, I leave the hospital. With nowhere to be and nothing to do, I wander for a while before heading back home. It's just around noon, and the smell of lunch drifts through the air, rich and inviting. Lydia sits in the living room with her parents, the atmosphere heavy. The moment my mother-in-law sees me, her expression softens. Marcus, you're back. I nod and take a seat beside her. The moment I'm seated, she takes my hand and turns to Lydia. Lydia, your father and I are going to say this once and make it clear. If you're caught up in any more scandal with men like that, don't bother calling yourself my daughter. I stare at them in disbelief. Mom, Dad, this is... My mother-in-law sighs. Marcus, I know this marriage hasn't been easy on you. Lydia has shown no sense of responsibility these past few years, always drawing attention from the wrong people. You're the only one patient enough to put up with her. Give her one more chance, we'll keep her in line together. All Naomi said was that I wanted a divorce, and my in-laws are this worked up about it? In my past life, I had never realized they valued me this much. By the time Lydia had brought Zayn home, her mind was made up. No amount of pleading could change it. Lydia sits across from me now, her expression ice cold. She's convinced this is all my doing. Even after I pulled out the divorce papers last night, her mind didn't budge. I step in with my most understanding tone. Mom, Dad, please don't worry. Most of those rumors about Lydia aren't true, it's just playing the game in business. I trust her. My father-in-law speaks up. Marcus, you're a sensible, decent young man. Understanding and trust are admirable, but we've seen how she's treated you all these years. Don't be too good to her. Women are always drawn to what they can't have. The more you give, the less she values it. It's always what's out of reach or already gone that feels most precious. I'm both touched and quietly amused. Lydia, on the other hand, looks absolutely furious. I nod like an obedient son-in-law. I hear you, Mom. Dad. Linda comes over. Sir, lunch is ready. My mother-in-law glances at Linda with approval. Something smells wonderful. I give a meaningful smile. Linda is an incredible cook. Mom, you should come and enjoy her cooking more often. My mother-in-law chats with me as we head to the dining room. I'm heading back in a couple of days, but look at you, you're so thin. You really should put on a little weight. I want to tell her. There will be plenty of chances for that. It's a rare family meal, but Lydia sits through it in stony silence. I keep the conversation warm and lively with her parents. Then Lydia's phone buzzes. She checks it and her eyes flick straight to me. I have no idea why, and don't dwell on it. It's not until after lunch, when we've retreated to rest, that Lydia comes looking for me. She holds up a photo in my face. Did you do this? It's a photo Naomi sent to Lydia, a cigarette butt floating, in the tea inside her thermos jarring to say the least. I don't flinch. That was me, she shouldn't have ratted me out. Lydia pockets her phone and narrows her eyes at me. Marcus, have you lost your mind? What exactly are you trying to do? The old me barely had any contact with Lydia's friends, and now I'm dropping cigarette butts in Naomi's thermos. I answer calmly. I haven't lost anything. I've just had a change of heart. Lydia, I've given you 10 years, my youth, my feelings, everything. If you're never gonna feel anything for me, then I'm done waiting. I'm going to start living for myself. I'm done swallowing my pride and forcing myself to stay. Lydia presses forward, something sharp and cold in her eyes. If loving me for 10 years has been such a burden, why didn't you just quit sooner? I feel a flash of real anger. I'll quit when I decide to quit. The air goes still. She stares at me for a long moment, like she's looking at a stranger. The standoff holds until she turns and walks out. I exhale. I sink onto the bed, a hollow feeling settling in my chest. That afternoon, the moment Lydia leaves, I head out right after her. Every other time I've come by, Zayn has been there, but the one day I had plans with Naomi, Zayn was nowhere to be found. The timing is almost poetic. The usual black coffee, bro? Zayn looks sharp behind the counter. Bright smile, easy manner, good with every customer. I smile. Actually, anything sweeter you'd recommend? Zayn perks up. Sure, a cappuccino or a macchiato, both great choices. Either one gives you this sweet, warm feeling, kind of like falling in love. I consider for a moment. I'll take a macchiato. The macchiato is sweet, alright, but it tastes nothing like love to me. If anything, I'm the black coffee bitter to the core. And Zayn is the macchiato sweet, warm, effortlessly likable. I watch him between sips, quietly calculating the timing of his and Lydia's fated meeting 2 days from now. The Summit Business Forum starts at 9:30 in the morning. Zayn, working as a part-time greeter, will be at the entrance well before that. The moment Lydia walks in, she'll see him and Cupid's arrow will do the rest. I catch Zayn while he's clearing a table. Hey, Zayn, looking for any other part-time work? I can get you a tutoring gig, starts tomorrow. Decent pay. Zayn looks genuinely grateful but shakes his head. That means a lot, bro, but school starts in a few days. After this greeter job wraps up the day after tomorrow, I'm heading back to campus. I pause. Right, the new semester is almost here. I move too slowly. If I'd said something a few days earlier, I might have actually kept Zayn away from Lydia, but then again, thinking about how drawn Lydia and Zayn are to each other. Block this meeting and there'll be a second, a third. Fate has a way of finding itself. I take another sip and smile. Don't mention it. Just thought of it on a whim. So you're leaving this job too? Zayn glances around the cafe, a hint of reluctance in his eyes. Yeah, school calls. Then he flashes a cheeky grin. I'm gonna miss you, bro. I don't quite know what to do with that. If Zayn ever found out the truth about everything, he'd probably want nothing to do with me. Another customer walks in, and Zayn goes to greet them. I exhale, get up, pay, and leave. I probably won't be coming back to this little cafe after today. The wheels of fate have already started to turn. Watching it all unfold again from the sidelines, it's no easier the second time around. The incident with Naomi already showed me just how powerful the butterfly effect can be. More changes are coming, things I'll have to deal with as they come. With her parents staying at Crestwood Manor, Lydia comes home for lunch and dinner every day, and shares a bed with me every night. She seems perfectly at ease. I am anything but. I bring it up casually one night. What time do you leave for the forum tomorrow? Lydia lies beside me, eyes closed, feigning sleep. 8. Can attendees bring a +1? I want to witness the legendary moment firsthand. In my past life, the story of Lydia and Zayn went viral, and stayed that way. Lydia opens one eye and looks at me sideways, a flicker of mockery in her dark gaze. A +1? You? I blink. Legally speaking, yes. Events like the Summit Business Forum regularly welcome spouses or assistants. Plenty of power couples attend together. With my father standing, me showing up wouldn't raise any eyebrows. Lydia doesn't see it that way. She scoffs. Dream on. I roll over and fix my gaze on her profile. Her features are sculpted and refined, especially the line where her nose meets her brow. Flawless, almost unfairly so. A woman this stunning, this successful, and she ends up losing her heart to someone completely ordinary. I let a hint of threat creep into my voice. If you won't take me, I'll ask your father to bring me himself. It works immediately, but the look she gives me could kill. Be up by 8. 1 minute late and I'm leaving without you. I break into a grin. Deal. I'll be up at 7:30. I've already got it all planned. I'm going to observe every detail of how Lydia and Zayn's story unfolds. And once the divorce is done, I can write a book about it as her ex-husband. A tell-all about their love story people would eat up. The next morning, I'm up on time, looking sharp and put together. I head out with Lydia. We arrive and I take in the grand conference hall ahead, doors wide open. A row of well-dressed greeters lining each side. Zayn is among them, and he stands out immediately. Lydia unclips her seatbelt and steps out. She hasn't spotted Zayn yet. I stop her. Go ahead, I'll catch up in a minute. In my past life, Zayn knew Lydia was married but had never actually met met me not even once. This time around, I'd rather keep it that way a little longer. Lydia doesn't bother responding, she just gets out and walks. I watch through the window as she moves toward the entrance, and then she reaches Zayn. Her back is to me, so I can't see her face, but I see her step falter just for a second as she takes in the young man standing before her. In that same moment, something in my chest drops hard and the dust finally settles. In front of this many people, no matter how she feels, Lydia won't act on it. The setting won't allow it. Only once she disappears inside do I get out of the car and walk in alone. Zayn clocks me and looks surprised but recovers quickly. A quiet nod of acknowledgement. I smile back and keep moving. Lydia is already seated in the front row, the venue coordinator beside her, the two of them mid-conversation. My seat is right next to her. As I settle in, I catch the tail end of what the coordinator is saying. I'll send you his number later. The man shoots me an awkward look and promptly excuses himself. I murmur, better instincts than Vincent, I'll give him that. Lydia turns to look at me, her expression carrying even more irritation than usual. She's probably still thinking about Zayn and has zero patience for me right now. Which is exactly why I keep talking. Last time Vincent sat next to me for ages and didn't recognize me at all, Lydia replies without looking up. Sounds about right. So are you saying it's normal that he has no instincts? Or normal that I'm basically invisible? Lydia says nothing. She's watching Zayn make his way toward us, and her eyes hold a brightness I've never seen before. I recognize it. It's the exact same look I had the first time I ever saw her. But as Zayn approaches, his eyes go straight to me, not a glance at Lydia. I appreciate that more than I expected. It makes me think maybe Zayn really does genuinely love Wendy. How else could he miss the intensity burning in Lydia's eyes right beside him? Zayn is making the rounds with earpieces. He sets one down in front of me with a polite smile, gives me a warm grin, then turns to Lydia with the same open, easy smile. And for once, Lydia actually smiles back. Thank you. That small moment says everything. Zayn already means something different to her. Zayn glances at her once more. A flicker of something stunned crosses his expression. One simple thank you from her, and the tips of his ears go red. I wonder, was Zayn ignoring Lydia earlier because he was afraid of exactly this? The moment passes, and the forum gets underway. The discussions center on joint development between Alton and Carlton and the surrounding regions. Alton has grown at an impressive pace in recent years, and with most of its markets nearly saturated, expansion is the next move. I don't know much about any of this. I catch bits from my father, from Lydia, from my father-in-law, but mostly I'm lost in my own thoughts. After the forum wraps up, my father finds me. Marcus, what are you doing here? Nothing to do at home. Figured I'd come along. My father knows these events bore me to death. His surprise is genuine. He glances toward Lydia across the room. You came with her, I take it. She's deep in conversation nearby, every gesture effortlessly commanding, the posture of someone born to be in charge. Among the heavyweights in this room, Lydia is remarkably young and already a cut above. I nod. My father puts a hand on my shoulder. Good. You're her husband. You should be showing up at these things, establishing your place. My father-in-law approaches just then. Old friend, it's been too long. The two of them fall into easy, enthusiastic conversation. I slip away and start scanning the hall for Zayn. He should be collecting his pay and getting ready to leave. I check every corner of the hall. I finally spot him at the back exit pay in pocket, waiting for a ride. Zayn's face lights up. Bro. I walk over, easy and relaxed. So this is where your greeter gig is? Yep, last one of the summer. We're heading out to celebrate with a proper meal. You in? I nod without thinking. But am I interrupting your date? Zayn flushes. It's not a date, we're just eating. You're fine, seriously. Women must love a guy who blushes like that. Bright, clean-cut, full of life like a young tree standing tall in the sun. Since Zayn doesn't mind, I shamelessly tag along. Wendy is already waiting at the barbecue place we agreed on. When she sees me walk in with Zayn, she visibly panics and jumps to her feet. Zayn throws an arm around my shoulder. Wendy, ran into my buddy today, brought him along. Hope that's okay? I give a sheepish grin. Sorry, Wendy, crashing your night as the third wheel. Wendy shakes her head rapidly. No, it's totally fine. Please sit down. Zayn and I take one side. Wendy sits across from us. We order a spread of ingredients. The iron grill is loaded with coals. A round grate set over the heat, and the table is covered with all kinds of food waiting to be cooked. When Zayn finds out I'm also an Alton University alum, he lights up completely, chattering away about campus life and shared memories. Wendy tends the pork belly on the grill, sneaking fond glances at Zayn every now and then and uncertain ones at me. Then, in the middle of all the warmth, Zayn's phone buzzes. He picks it up, a text message. I catch a glimpse. A number full of 8s. Only one person I know would have a number like that. Lydia, she's already made her move. Zayn's expression shifts, confused, a little startled. He doesn't reply, just sets the phone face down. Wendy looks up with a smile. Who was that? Zayn drops his gaze to the sizzling pork belly. Just spam. I glance at Wendy with quiet sympathy. She's happily grilling for him, completely in the dark. Excuse me, bathroom. I get up. Once inside, I pull out my phone and send Wendy a message. Not a fan of the silver Rolls Royce? You left without it that day. Left the key right by the gate. Lucky Crestwood Manor has top-tier security, or someone might have driven it off. I smooth my jacket and head back to the table. Wendy keeps her eyes firmly on the grill, refusing to look at me. From the outside, I probably look exactly like a rich man trying to court a pretty young thing. Meanwhile, Zayn starts losing focus. Lydia, getting no reply to her text, has called him directly. He startles at the screen, fumbles to reject the call, and fires off a quick text. I can't make out what it says from the corner of my eye. I play dumb. Hey Zayn, you can just block numbers like that, you know? Zayn turns the phone face down. Yeah, I know. Whatever Zayn said must have worked. Lydia goes quiet after that, but this calm won't last. When Lydia sets her sights on someone, she'll pull them down from the stars if she has to. The meal winds down with everyone lost in their own thoughts. When it's over, Wendy offers to drive us both home. I wave it off immediately. Just take Zayn, I'll grab a car. Wendy still won't meet my eyes. Okay, stay safe. I flag down a cab for them. Don't worry about me. I watch them get in and drive away. Then I call Ray to come pick me up. 15 minutes later, Ray pulls up. I look at his blank, utterly loyal face and let out a sigh. Ray, if only Lydia were always on call like you. Ray blinks. Sir, would you like me to contact Ms. Lydia? I press a hand to my forehead. Just drive, please. Ray nods and drives me back to Crestwood Manor. My in-laws are home. Lydia isn't. My mother-in-law looks up as I walk in. Marcus, where's Lydia? Didn't she come back with you? We ran into some friends after the forum and grabbed dinner. I assumed she'd already made it home. If I know Lydia and I do, she won't be coming home tonight. Her mind is already somewhere else entirely. My father-in-law's expression darkens. We haven't even left for Carlton yet, and she's already staying out all night. If we weren't here, she'd treat this place like a hotel. He waves his hand in frustration. Call her. If she doesn't pick up, call every friend she has. My mother-in-law gives me a meaningful look. I hand her my phone without a word. Better to step back and let her handle it. My mother-in-law doing the scolding will land harder. I may not know Lydia's friends well, but I have their numbers. All except Naomi. My mother-in-law scrolls through the contacts and starts calling on speaker. After 4 or 5 attempts, Stella's voice comes through. Lydia, it's your brother-in-law calling. Lydia's voice impatient as ever. Don't answer. Every word of it lands loud and clear for the three of us. There's laughter in the background, other people egging her on. In their eyes, I'm nothing more than an unloved, bitter husband. Then Stella's voice drops. It's her mom. The laughter cuts off instantly. Lydia picks up. Lydia, where are you? Out partying with those good-for-nothing men every single day. Are you trying to ruin yourself? Lydia sighs. I'm just having dinner with some friends. I'll be home soon. Half an hour. Get home now. She hangs up because a man's laughter had just filtered through from Lydia's end. My mother-in-law looks at me, her expression complicated. Marcus, when she gets back, have a word with her. This is too much. Half an hour later, Lydia walks through the door, radiating resentment. I've just finished eating and am dabbing the corner of my mouth when her gaze finds me, and it sends a chill straight through me. She shrugs off her coat, throws it on the sofa, and heads straight upstairs. Her parents don't say a word. They go back to the TV. I steel myself and follow her up. The sound of running water comes from the bathroom. Lydia's phone sits on the bed. I'm tempted. After we parted ways today, did she reach out to Zayn again? I pick it up, but it needs face recognition to unlock. Just as I'm about to give up, a text notification pops up on the screen. I can see the preview. It reads like an apology from Zayn. Miss Lydia, I have a girlfriend, and I also heard that you. The rest is cut off. I'd need to unlock it. Lydia's voice slices through the room. What are you doing? A second later, the phone is yanked out of my hand. She fixes me with a cold stare. Stay out of my phone. She unlocks it and reads Zayn's full message. Her expression darkens further. A woman like Lydia can have any man she wants. Crook one finger and men willing to blow up their marriages for her would fill a stadium, and yet Zayn has turned her down. Her pride has never taken a hit like this. I feign ignorance. Who's that? Lydia shoots me a look. None of your business. I smile. I'm guessing the rest says something like, I heard you're married, and I hope you'll honor that commitment. Something along those lines? I know Zayn. That's exactly the kind of thing he'd say. Lydia sits on the edge of the bed. So? I reach into the drawer and pull out the divorce agreement revised this time. I've added a new condition. 3% of the Lydia Group shares. She reads it and actually laughs. 3%? Marcus, that's quite an appetite. The Lydia Group has shareholders at every level. Many of them hold less than 3%. I hesitate. How do I put this delicately? That if she won't agree to this now, she'll end up giving far more later? He turned you down because you're married, right? So just pay a little to get out of this marriage, and you can go after him without anything holding you back. Lydia raises an eyebrow. You think he's worth it? That stops me. Worth it? She would eventually give up everything for him. She probably hasn't figured out her own feelings yet, which is why she can say that without shame. I sigh, tear up the agreement, and drop it in the trash. I'll wait a while longer and come back with 10% next time. Lydia watches my every move with cold eyes. I take my mild defeat to the bathroom. When I come back out, Lydia's on the balcony, phone to her ear, a cigarette between her fingers, the night breeze carrying the smoke inside. I cough. She glances back, ends the call, drops the cigarette on the floor, and grinds it out with her heel. I straighten my collar and say deliberately, you couldn't at least toss it in the bin? Linda has a hard enough job as it is. I've been especially thoughtful with Linda. She handles all the meals, brews my herbal remedies, and takes care of the master bedroom on top of her regular duties. I pay her more than the others, and she's deeply grateful for it. Lydia scoffs. That's literally what they're paid to do. If it's too much, they can find another job. I shake my head. She'll regret that attitude someday. Lydia drops onto the bed. Then my phone rings. Wendy. I'm surprised. The moment I pick up, her voice hits me desperate, unraveling. Help me, someone's beating me up. I go still. Where are you? Before she can answer, the sound of blows and her sobbing comes through the line from the Pinnacle Hotel parking lot. Then the call cuts out. I'm already moving, grabbing my clothes. I snatch my keys and head for the door. Lydia's voice stops me cold. Where are you going? I don't skip a beat. Jason needs me for something. By the time I reach the Pinnacle Hotel parking lot, Wendy is already battered. 3 or 4 heavy-set women in expensive clothes spot me walking in and laugh. This is who you called for backup, sweetheart? I go straight to Wendy and help her up. She's bruised and swollen, a mess. She fills me in quietly, her voice trembling. I was working valet here tonight. I accidentally scraped their car. I said I'd pay for it, but they're demanding 100,000. I don't have that. I frown. Show me the car. Wendy points to a white sedan a short distance away. I take one look and my brow knots. That car is worth maybe 200,000 at most. A scratch, and they want 100,000? That's some racket. One of the women looks me up and down, mouth full of filth. Well, boy, ready to pay up? Skinny thing like you sure you're worth our time? Despite everything, Wendy forces herself to her feet. Her bloodied hand points at them, her voice shaking but fierce. Watch your mouths. Go ahead and beat me to death if you want. I'm genuinely taken aback. This girl has spine. I'd figured she'd just hide behind me and wait for the storm to pass. Wendy's words have clearly set them off. I step in front of her, my expression hard. Give me 3 minutes. I make a call. This is the Pinnacle Hotel's turf, and Wendy is literally a hotel employee. Someone from management should have stepped in by now, but there's been no sign of anyone. The woman sneers. Calling for backup? Honey, we're somebody in Alton. You bring 10, we'll bring 100. Try us. I've never heard of her. Just a bunch of low-level thugs playing dress-up. I end the call. Less than 3 minutes later, the general manager of the Pinnacle Hotel is standing in front of me. He greets me warmly. Mr. Marcus, what brings you here tonight? I keep my voice calm. A friend of mine works here part-time. She's been assaulted by these women. I trust you know how to handle that? The manager spins around. You three assaulted a guest of Mr. Marcus? The women go quiet. The Pinnacle Hotel is one of Alton's premier 5-star establishments. They know exactly what that means. Sometimes power is the only language that works. Even the most arrogant people fold when they have to. The women who were so aggressive moments ago, not even knowing who I am, are now bowing their heads in apology under the manager's stern gaze. They even hand over compensation for Wendy's medical expenses. As they slink toward the exit, I speak up. Hold on. I turn to Wendy. Slap each one of them. Wendy stares at me, frozen. Getting the money back was already more than she'd hoped for. Hitting them back hadn't even crossed her mind. I take her by the hand and walk her right up to them. Don't be scared, watch how it's done. I swing my palm hard across the face of the nearest one. The other two follow. All three are seething, but none of them dare to fight back. My palm is still stinging when I wave them off. Get out! The parking lot goes quiet. The hotel manager offers to treat me to tea. I have no interest in sitting down with a near stranger at this hour. I decline. Wendy, on the other hand, is still in a daze. She hasn't fully come back to herself since the moment I threw that first slap. I reach out and take her hand like it's the most natural thing. Come on, let's get you checked out. I walk her out to the street where my car is waiting. Wendy pulls back slightly. I can go on my own. I give her a look. Stop talking. On the way to the hospital, she opens up and I learn the full picture. Her father slipped and hurt his foot a few days ago and is currently in the hospital. She's been scrambling to pick up as many jobs as she can before school starts, trying to cover her tuition. She called me because something told her I'd be able to fix it. And just like that, I start to understand something: why Zayn slowly fell in my past life. When you're backed into a corner you can't escape, and someone shows up, waves a hand, and clears the sky just like that, who wouldn't be moved? No one chooses where they start, but everyone can choose a shortcut if one appears. Once Wendy's injuries are seen to, I drag myself home, exhausted. I shower and pull back the covers. Lydia's voice comes out of nowhere. Low, hoarse. Have fun? I open my eyes. Did I wake you? Just 2 more days once your parents leave, this won't be an issue. Lydia's voice sharpens. Marcus, don't push me. When she talks like that, she's at her limit. I throw my hands up. What did I even do? She rolls over, eyes blazing. My parents are right downstairs and you just waltz out in the middle of the night? Are you out of your mind? We stare at each other. After a beat, guilt starts to creep in. Has she figured out I didn't actually go to see Jason? To be fair, Lydia, who never restrains herself, has actually been keeping it together while her parents are here, and I went out in the dead of night to play hero for a college girl, then sweetly escorted her to the hospital. I back down. Fine, got it. No going out while your parents are here, no social media about it. Won't happen again. I roll over and try to go back to sleep. But then Lydia does something unexpected. She moves closer, something probing in her gaze. I push her back, expression cold as stone. Testing me again? The words land like ice water, dousing whatever had been building. She holds my gaze for a few seconds, then she turns and lies back down. The whole thing is over in seconds, cold and clean as if it never happened at all. I roll onto my side, back to hers, and close my eyes, a hollow ache settling quietly inside me. There was a time I used to dream of having a child with her, a quiet, simple life. Now all I want is to wait for the divorce and go our separate ways. Having barely slept before dawn, I don't wake up until noon. I check my phone to find a few messages waiting. One from my mother-in-law, they've had to head back to Carlton unexpectedly. One from Sean asking if I want to take on a concert appearance. And one from an unknown number. The content stops me cold. It's a photo me and Wendy walking out of the parking lot last night. The angle makes it look intimate. Wendy's visible injuries make it look worse. I sit with it for a full minute, running through every possibility. Paparazzi? Or someone connected to those women from last night? My father and wife are both high profile, but I've always stayed under the radar. Since the marriage, I've barely even seen Jason. Why would anyone be tailing me? I can't think of a reasonable answer, so I just call the number. It's picked up and immediately cut off. I send a text instead. Who is this? Can you tell me your name? If that photo gets out, it won't matter that Wendy and I are completely innocent. The internet crowd will have a field day. I just want to keep my head down. Going viral is the last thing I need. The reply comes quickly, 3 words. It's Naomi. I nearly choke. She was at the Pinnacle Hotel parking lot last night and she took that photo. She'd already had her suspicions about me and Wendy back at the hospital. There's no talking my way out of this one. I text back immediately. That is me in the photo, but you've got it wrong. Let me take you to dinner dinner, I'll explain everything. Naomi goes silent. The phone might as well be dead. I can't stand it, I call again. This time she picks up. You pick the place. Text me the time. She hangs up. After some thought, I choose the Pinnacle Hotel. Clear the air where it started. Naomi replies with one word. Fine. I spend the rest of the afternoon with that knot of unease sitting in my chest. At 7 in the evening, I get dressed and head to the hotel. I book the Peony Suite, the best they have, and order an 18-course menu. 18 courses ought to give me enough time to win her over. The hotel manager presents me with a USB drive. Mr. Marcus, the security footage you requested, the parking lot footage from last night. I take it with a quiet smile. Thank you. A short while later, Naomi arrives composed, cool, quietly elegant. She takes the seat across from me and cuts straight to it. Start talking. I put on my most relaxed smile. No rush. Let's eat and talk. Naomi doesn't budge. What exactly is your relationship with Wendy? Friends. We met by chance. I know her boyfriend too, actually. Something shifts in Naomi's expression. She has a boyfriend? I nod and think. Not for much longer. So you and Lydia are both going after the same guy? I plug in the USB drive and slide the phone across to her. Watch this. The footage captures everything, me entering the lot, every interaction with Wendy, every word spoken. We were completely in the clear. The angle Naomi shot from wouldn't have captured me facing off with those women. It looked like it was taken after we'd already started walking away, motion blur and all. Naomi takes the phone and watches carefully. I lean in slightly, watching her face. When she gets to the part where I slap the women, her brow lifts slightly, a flicker of something amused crosses her eyes. She hands the phone back. You're bold, I'll give you that. I let out a dry laugh and pocket the phone. Can't just take it lying down, right? Naomi asks another question. Does Lydia know about Wendy? I had always known that Naomi and Lydia went way back, closest friends in her circle, but I'd never been close enough to either of them to understand what that really looked like. Now I know. Naomi has quietly been worrying herself sick over Lydia's marriage, and yet this loyal, steadfast friend will eventually fall out with Lydia over a man, become her sworn enemy. The thought leaves me feeling hollow. I shake my head. She doesn't know, and Wendy's not a close friend. It doesn't really matter either way. Naomi takes a sip of water and says nothing. I never find out if she believed me. 18 courses, she only touches 2 before getting up to leave. What a waste. I box up the rest, grab the bags, and head home. On the drive back, an address surfaces in my mind, the one from Linda's personal file. Her family are Alton locals, living near the border between Alton and Carlton, out past the city's edge, quieter, cheaper. Zayn's family is a little better off than Wendy's, but not by much. With my in-laws back in Carlton, Lydia has nothing holding her back. She'll find a way to get close to Zayn. Tracking down his personal details would be nothing for her. She probably already has his home address. Zayn has no work shifts for the next couple of days, and school hasn't started yet. He's likely at home. On impulse, I turn the car around and head towards Zayn's neighborhood. It's an aging residential block on the outskirts of Alton, the kind of housing complex built at the end of the last century. Next to it sits a derelict chemical plant. Zayn's mother used to work there. That's how the family got their apartment. The plant shut down 10 years ago, got bought out by the Lydia Group, and has been sitting untouched since. No development plans yet. The moment that changes, every building in the area goes with it. That's what capital does. And Lydia, born into power and profit, is sharper than most. The compensation she'd originally offered was pegged right at the legal minimum, not a cent more. But no one could have predicted what came next for Zayn's sake. She turned into someone else entirely. Zayn was chosen as the resident's representative to negotiate. Everyone expected a fight. Instead, Lydia was surprisingly gracious. She revised the terms. Every household walked away with far more than they'd expected. It left Zayn furious and moved at the same time. Furious because she'd engineered the whole situation. Moved because she'd done so much for him anyway. I sit in the car, head tipped back, watching the lights flicker on across the complex, my mind full of things I can't quite name. Back then, I had no idea Lydia was doing all of this for a man. Looking back, she had been chasing Zayn for exactly 6 months. 6 months, and already this unhinged. I don't know Zayn's exact unit, so I drive slowly around the complex. No walls, no security, easy enough to cruise through. Just as I finish one loop, a silver Rolls-Royce catches my eye. Lydia is leaning against the hood, head slightly bowed, lighting a cigarette. Luxury car, stunning woman, darkness and smoke. It looks like a movie still. I put myself in Zayn's shoes and think, this untouchable woman is chasing me, throwing money at every obstacle, charging through everything like a knight, and I'm the only one in her eyes. Zayn has nothing going for him except his looks, and suddenly, it clicks. If I were him, I'd cave too. Zayn is innocent, not stupid. I follow Lydia's gaze and find Zayn's window. In that building, only the 5th floor is lit. I call Lydia's phone. What do you want? She picks up, voice as cold as ever. Nothing. Just seeing if you'd actually pick up. I watch her through the windshield. As expected, she hangs up. I'm almost flattered. She's standing beneath another man's window, lost in longing, plotting how to win him over, and she still spares a sliver of energy to answer her bitter, neglected husband's call. I shake my head and drive away. Back at Crestwood Manor, the staff have just finished cleaning. Linda is the last one wrapping up, and she seems to have been waiting for me specifically. Sir, she looks uneasy when she sees me. I set the food out on the table. Linda, what's wrong? She watches me nervously, her face twisted with discomfort. While I was cleaning your bedroom today, I accidentally broke a bottle of aftershave. Please tell me how much it costs. I'll pay for it. Which one? She quickly produces a folded piece of paper with the broken pieces inside. It's a bottle of Maison Brun aftershave. Nearly 9,000 a bottle. Linda's entire monthly salary wouldn't cover it. Watching her shrink like that, something stirs in me that I can't quite name. This ordinary woman, and yet, in time, she'll be the mother-in-law of someone like Lydia. Forget it. I'd already used more than half. Just be careful next time. A vague exhaustion settles over me. The image of Lydia gazing up at that window drifts back to me, and the world feels unreal. Linda thanks me over and over, guilty and relieved. I say nothing, and head upstairs. After a shower, I'm lying in bed with a face mask on, scrolling my phone, when the bedroom door clicks open. Lydia is back. I watch her walk in and say flatly, "My parents have left, you can drop the act." I know. She grabs her pajamas and walks back out. I really did flatter myself. I let out a long sigh and try to sleep. Sean's call jolts me awake. I answer groggily. "Sean, what's up?" "There's a paid performance that needs a cellist. You in?" That wakes me up instantly. "I'm in. I do it for free. It's not about the money. It's about feeling alive again, reaching back toward a dream I once had." Sean laughs warmly. "Perfect. I'll send you the details, don't be late." "Got it." I hang up, and the message comes through a moment later. The venue is the concert hall at my alma mater, Alton University, 3 days from now. It's the first day of the new semester. The performance is an alumni-only gig organized by the music department. A welcome concert for freshmen, their very first taste of university life, introduced through music. I haven't been back to Alton University since graduation. All my time went to orbiting Lydia. Maybe this is a new beginning. I find myself actually looking forward to it. I spend the next 3 days practicing hard. I won't embarrass my alma mater. Lydia doesn't come home anyway, so I play from morning to night. I lose myself in the music. These 3 days feel full in a way I'd almost forgotten. As I play through piece after piece, memories from my past life surface, and the music takes on a different weight. One evening, after a long shower, I call Wendy. "Marcus." It's noisy on her end. Sounds like a bar. "Wendy, where are you?" I keep my tone gentle, like a caring older friend. "School starts tomorrow. What are you doing at a bar?" Her voice is swallowed by music. "I'm working, Marcus. Can't really talk right now." I hang up and text her instead. "Isn't the tuition covered? Didn't we deal with some medical expenses the other day?" She replies fairly quickly. "My dad's hospital bills. Not enough." I don't say anything more. I transfer 20,000 to her on the spot. I know exactly how this game is played, and I've had a front row seat watching a master like Lydia do it first. A few minutes later, Wendy calls back, flustered. "Marcus, why did you send me money? I can earn the tuition myself." "You're still a student. Your job is to study." I'm stretched out on the bed, voice lazy and easy. "Trust me on this. It's a good school. Don't waste your time on part-time jobs. Study hard and your future is wide open. Pay me back when you've got a real job." Wendy seems to choke up for a moment. Something in my chest tightens. I wonder if I'm being too calculating, using someone this genuinely kind. She thinks I'm being generous. In reality, I'm a wolf in good guy clothing. With her background, getting into Alton University and surviving in Alton takes far more than most people will ever know. Setting aside everything with Zayn, I genuinely admire people who fight for themselves. "Stop. If you ever need money, just tell me. Consider it a scholarship. Pay me back once you're working." It's nothing to me financially, and it lets me feel a little less crooked inside, while actually helping Wendy. 2 birds, 1 stone. She must be truly desperate. Otherwise, she wouldn't still be working the night before school starts. After we hang up, she keeps the money and sends one last message. "Thank you, Marcus. I'll pay you back." I don't reply. I toss my phone aside and go to sleep. The next morning, I'm up early, taking my time getting ready. Sharp, put together, looking well rested. I sling my cello case over my shoulder and have Ray drive me to Alton University. Stepping back on campus, a wave of something quiet and heavy washes over me. I watch the freshmen, bright-eyed, buzzing with energy, and I remember what it felt like to be one of them. I was elated back then. Getting into the same university as Lydia felt better than winning the lottery. I follow my memory to the concert hall. Every music student passes through here at some point. Floor-to-ceiling glass walls wrap around the space, with a tiered performance stage at the center. 52 alumni are here today to perform the Blue Danube Waltz. Positions are quickly assigned and everyone takes their place. No rehearsal, no run-through, just shared instinct. These are all Alton University's finest, and no matter how many years the world has worn them down, the talent is still there. As the melody rises, I feel the warmth and sweep of it move through me. My whole body relaxes. More and more students gather to watch, and the makeshift ensemble plays with growing energy, moving through one classic after another. They don't stop until noon. The applause washes over me, and I drink it in. I scan the crowd, and there's Wendy, eyes bright and shining, fixed on me. She gives a shy little wave. I smile and nod back. When the ensemble breaks up, I walk over. "Wendy, Marcus, I didn't know you played cello. That was incredible." She doesn't hold back. "I studied cello here, actually." I walk with her, cello on my back. I think guys who play music are just so attractive. The bruises on Wendy's face have mostly healed, though faint marks still linger at the corners of her mouth and eyes. She has such a gentle sweetness about her. For a moment, I wonder, is that aimed at me? My Zayn studies music too, but he's in vocal performance, not an instrument. Same path as Sean, then, heading toward a career as a vocalist. I quietly let out a breath. I was reading too much into it. She's clearly devoted to Zayn. Trying to poach her away was never going to be easy. Once Lydia manages to pry Zayn loose, maybe then there'll be an opening. This was never about love anyway. Just evening the score. Zayn himself appears just ahead. Young, glowing, radiating the kind of easy warmth I've never quite had. He spots me with Wendy and doesn't miss a beat, just lights up. "Marcus, what are you doing here?" I smile easily. "Just finished performing," and ran into Wendy on the way out. "I heard there was an incredible performance, I cleared my schedule, and still missed it." Genuine regret crosses his face. "He's not just being polite," Wendy chimes in. "No wonder I couldn't find you. Your phone was off." Something flickers in Zayn's eyes. A faint unease, and something that looks like fatigue. His smile strains just slightly. Had it on silent, didn't hear it. The start of term is always the most hectic. I smile at both of them. "Wanna grab lunch?" "My treat." "Thanks, Marcus, really. But I still need to sort out my dorm. We'll just grab something at the cafeteria." "What about you, Wendy?" She follows Zayn's lead without a second thought. "I'll go with him." "We'll treat you next time, Marcus," Wendy says sincerely. "Sounds good. I'll head off then." I don't push it. Just nod and go. Ray is waiting by the car. I get in. "Let's go home." The car pulls away. I watch the scenery slip past the window, and a silver Lexus catches my eye. Through the half-open window, unless I'm mistaken, that's Lydia's profile. Why is she driving a different car, and what is she doing at Alton University? This one is far more understated than anything in her usual fleet. The only explanation, she's here to see Zayn and she doesn't want to be noticed. No wonder Zayn looked off earlier. That quiet exhaustion in his eyes, now it makes sense. She's probably been at him for days. No one would be comfortable with that kind of relentless pressure, especially someone already in love with someone else. By the time I get back to Crestwood Manor, it's lunchtime. I think of what I just saw, and my appetite disappears. I leave the chopsticks untouched and head upstairs. "Sir, are you feeling unwell? Should I call a doctor?" Linda follows me up, concerned. Ever since I let the broken aftershave go, she's been even more attentive. "I'm fine. Just not hungry. Go eat with the others." I drop onto the bed, restless. Linda doesn't press. She slips out without a sound. I drift off in the middle of the mess in my head. If Jason hadn't called me repeatedly, I could have slept until tomorrow. "The cello legend is back," Jason bellows into the phone. I'm still half asleep and have no idea what he's talking about. "I sent you a link. Check it right now." He hangs up before I can respond. I check my missed calls. Aaron and Sean both tried 3 times. I squint at the link. It's a video. Footage from today's performance at the concert hall. I'm sitting on the far left. Someone filmed the whole thing. The camera keeps zooming in on me, lingering, like whoever was filming had a crush. The comments are flooded with shameless flattery. "Brooding and handsome. The legend of Alton University's music department." I read through it all and feel completely awake. Who doesn't love being praised? It's the first time I've ever felt this. People have complimented me my whole life, but almost always because of who my father is. Being liked purely for myself, that's new. Jason calls right on cue. "Well, didn't see that coming, did you? You're famous." I'm in a genuinely good mood. Honestly, a little surprising. Good to know I've still got it. Of course you do. You had people lining up for you back then, and you chose to be Lydia's lovesick lapdog. Jason still hasn't forgiven me for that. The past is the past. I'm over it now. "Then come drink with us. We've got nothing going on. We could turn you into an influencer." Then the 4 of us start. A band. Sean on vocals. Us 3 as the backing act. Perfect. I laugh despite myself. Only Jason could spin something this absurd. "Forget all that. Where are you? Let's get dinner. No drinking. I haven't eaten all day. The weight gain plan must go on." Jason agrees without missing a beat. "Done. I know a tea room. Food beats any 5-star hotel. Sending you the address." Address received. I change and head out. I don't expect to run into my father at the entrance. He's outside chatting with a few friends. Looks like they've just finished eating. "Dad, what are you doing here?" He's as surprised as I am. His friends glance over, and one of them is quick to speak up. "Hey, isn't your son that guy online? The one playing cello today? He's everywhere right now." My father has clearly seen it. Pride crosses his face, but his voice stays measured. "Famous for what?" "He studied cello in university, hasn't touched it properly in years. And he's still that good after years away? Your son is something else, handsome too. Looks like someone destined for great things." I stand there soaking up the over-the-top flattery, pleased and embarrassed at once. I'm lean and tall, hardly the picture of prosperity. Jason calls to hurry me up. "Dad, my friend's waiting. I'll head in." Go on, I'm heading home anyway." He waves me off. I nod. I turn toward the tea room, and I'm about to call back to say we should have dinner soon, when I notice a woman stepping out of my father's car. She's standing under a streetlight, around 40, alluring and refined at once, bowing respectfully to my father. My father says something, gets into the back seat, and she takes the wheel. His driver used to be a man. When did that change? Something about it unsettles me, though I can't quite say why. "What are you doing standing at the door, playing doorman?" Aaron arrives and claps me on the shoulder. "Waiting for you, obviously. Your own personal welcome committee." Touched? I shake it off and sling an arm around his shoulder. "Let's go." We push open the door to the private room. A soft wave of tea fragrance, quiet strings playing from a speaker in the corner, instantly calming. Jason is already posing with his teacup, getting Sean to take photos for his social media, keeping some girl on the hook, no doubt. I used to think he was shallow and clueless about love. Now I think he might be the wisest one of us all. "Marcus! Aaron, you made it!" Jason drops the pose and waves us over with a grin. "Sit down. I already ordered. You won't be disappointed." Aaron and I settle in. We trust you. The 4 of us around the tea table. a graceful tea ceremony hostess adding a quiet elegance to the room. I order a cup of golden eyebrow tea. It's naturally sweet. The hostess performs the full brewing ritual right in front of us, softly explaining the price, the origin, the character of each leaf. It's a pleasure just to watch. We sip our tea, and the food arrives. Every dish genuinely good, just as promised. The server opens the door to bring something in, and in the brief moment before it closes, I catch a glimpse of Lydia and Naomi walking past. They're dining here too? A flicker of curiosity passes through me. Then I let it go. What they do is none of my business. Soon enough, everyone goes back to their own conversations. Then mid-meal, Sean makes an announcement. Brothers, Claire and I are getting married. I nearly choke on my food. Jason and Aaron both stare. Are you serious? You're actually walking into that? A tomb for others, maybe. For us, it's a castle. Sean is completely sure of Claire. They're well matched in looks, and Claire's family can't compare to Sean's. She wouldn't dare treat him badly. You can't trust any of them, Sean. Don't let love make you stupid. Jason grabs his shoulder hard. Wake up. At least wait another 6 months. Sean knows we mean well. He doesn't get angry. He just laughs and brushes Jason's hand off. You've all got such a bleak view of marriage. I'll change that. Jason tries to keep pushing, but I catch his eye and he reads the room. There are limits to how far even good friends should go. I need to use the bathroom. My stomach is acting up. I excuse myself. I head right out of our room, pass a door, and hear Stella's voice. Lydia, is this actually love? I stop and listen. Monica chimes in with obvious amusement. Too bad the guy won't give you the time of day. Even Lydia's charm has its limits. He has a girlfriend, Lydia. Let it go. College boys are everywhere. That's what her circle of enablers does. Never stop her, just cheer her on. And I understand, in their minds I barely count as Lydia's husband. Then Naomi's voice cuts through, cool and clear. What about Marcus? I actually feel a little bad about the thermos incident. The cigarette butts thing was too much. Silence in the room. Then Lydia's voice, slow and unbothered. Please, it's not love. It's just the thrill of wanting something I can't have. You always want what's out of reach. Whatever she says next, I don't hear it. My stomach won't wait any longer. Back home, Lydia goes straight to the study. I shower and get ready for bed. I've barely finished drying my hair when she walks in. There's something in her expression I can't quite read, and it gives me a small, quiet ache. Marcus, we need to talk. She's calm. I nod. 10 minutes later, I've pieced together what she wants. We each do as we please. With one condition attached, I stay away from her close friends. Combined with the earlier rules, no social media posts, no telling either family. That's 3 conditions total. Why not just divorce, I ask. There's a hollow note in my voice. We don't have grounds. She says it without flinching. She leaves. I have a feeling tonight's conversation has everything to do with Zayn. She wants to make sure I won't get in the way of whatever she's chasing, and she has no idea that she's going to fall completely, helplessly in love. From that night on, Lydia vanishes. More than 2 weeks pass without her setting foot in Crestwood Manor. I slip back into living alone, the same as before, except now there are staff. You're not children anymore. Handle things like adults. Fighting never solves anything. One afternoon, I overhear Linda on the phone. She's tucked into the stairwell, voice low. I stand on the stairs and listen carefully. Wendy is a good girl. She treats you well. Your father and I feel at ease knowing you're with her. Whatever happens, talk it through. She clearly approves of Wendy. Has Zayn had a falling out with Wendy? I try to piece the timeline together. I don't want to get involved. I'll just coast and let it collapse. Wait for Lydia to ask for a divorce and sign without hesitation. With that thought, I turn to head upstairs. Sir, could I take a half day? Linda stops me, clearly uncomfortable asking. Something's come up at home. You can dock my pay. I pause, look down at her from the stairs, and soften my expression. What happened? Let me drive you, Linda. I was thinking of heading out anyway. Oh, I couldn't possibly. She's flustered by the offer. Crestwood Manor isn't easy to get a cab from. It's fine. Give me 10 minutes to change. 10 minutes later, I'm driving her out. I ask for the address as if I don't already have a sense of where we're going, then head straight there. I ask questions carefully along the way. Linda talks quite a bit about Zayn and Wendy, but the reason for this particular fight stays buried. If even she doesn't know, it must be something neither of them can bring themselves to say. As we near the neighborhood, I spot Wendy, sitting on the edge of a roadside planter, looking utterly lost. Sir, thank you so much. Please come up for tea. Linda is genuinely grateful. Don't worry about it. Go handle things. She thanks me a few more times, then hurries inside. The moment she's gone, I swing the car around toward Wendy. Thank goodness, she's still there, still sitting in that same quiet grief. I straighten my shirt and roll down the window. Wendy, what are you doing out here? She startles when she sees me. It's scorching out here. Get in, I'll take you somewhere. Wendy shakes her head. She looks exhausted. Marcus, I just need some time alone. I get out anyway, take her by the arm and steer her toward the car. You can have your quiet time without baking in the sun. Come on, let's get a drink. Wendy doesn't resist. She folds into the passenger seat without a word. Half an hour later, I bring her to the Imperial Club. Whatever's weighing on you, sing it out. I press the microphone into her hand. Wendy takes it and bursts into tears. She cries hard, and I'm completely caught off guard. Marcus, Zayn wants to break up with me. What do I do? She can barely get the words. Already? I'm stunned. In my past life, Lydia had spent a full year chasing Zayn before Wendy finally stepped aside. This is way too soon. What's happening? Tell me everything. Maybe I can help. I steady myself and keep my voice even. Yesterday, I accidentally saw a text on his phone. From a woman I don't know. It was intimate. We fought. I demanded to know who she was. He wouldn't tell me. I don't trust him anymore. Maybe we should just end it. She covers her eyes. Her voice is full of grief and frustration. I keep my expression neutral. What did the message actually say? She's quiet for a moment. Then, it said, it. I want to see you. Please give me a chance. So that's what love does to a person. Even Lydia, reduced to begging. She would never write that to me. I could have walked away with nothing and she wouldn't have blinked. After everything my past life put me through, I finally made peace with the fact that I was never meant for her. But Wendy hasn't lived through any of that. She has no past life to fall back on. Zayn said something reckless, and now she's drinking herself through it. I watch her with something close to pity. Part of me wants to tell her to accept it, spare herself from what comes next. But another part of me bristles. Why should they be torn apart this quickly? Marcus, I really love him. I know my family background isn't much. I know I'm not on his level, but I'd work for it. Wendy's had too much. The words are coming freely now. So many people wanted him, and he picked me. I was so happy. I swore I'd never let him regret it. So why is he pulling away? What am I supposed to do? It hurts so much. Another glass. Don't jump to conclusions. What if he hasn't? That message just means someone is chasing him. It doesn't mean he's responding. Wendy gives a hollow smile. This is different. Other times it happened, he always told me himself. Never let me wonder. There must be a reason he's holding back. Let me take him to dinner sometime, talk it through. Thank you, Marcus. She manages a small smile. Nothing to thank me for, we're friends. I give her shoulder a gentle pat. A little while later she passes out. I call a staff member to take her to a room upstairs. I'm about to leave when her phone rings. Zayn. I answer it. Wendy, where are you? His voice is tense. Zayn, it's Marcus. Wendy's at the Imperial Club. Come get her. Marcus, how did you? He's confused. I explain how we ran into each other. He goes quiet for a moment, then, this is all my fault. I've already blocked her. I'm changing my number tomorrow. Poor kid. It won't matter. Lydia has more ways in than he can imagine. Who is this woman? What's her name? Zayn hesitates. Marcus, wait for me. I'll tell you when I get there. After I hang up, I text Lydia, a reminder that my father's birthday is in 2 days and she's expected to come. Zayn arrives quickly. When he sees Wendy, his face falls. With some coaxing from me, he pulls himself together enough to talk. I can't tell you who she is. She's a married woman. I want nothing to do with her. His eyes are puffy and red. He's been crying for days. How do you know she's married? Did you look her up? He wipes his eyes and shakes his head. No, there's no future there. Why would I? And besides what? I press, more eager than I mean to show. I'm afraid to look. The whole situation disgusts me. If I found out who her husband was, the guilt would be unbearable. I couldn't face it. His tears spill over. I didn't expect that. All of this, just to avoid the guilt of knowing. I sit with that for a long moment, then sigh. Whatever you decide, don't let yourself regret it. And I leave. When I get home and open the door, I'm surprised to find Lydia there. Linda is pouring her tea. I swap my shoes and watch her from across the room. Linda, I said you could take the rest of the day. That goes through to tomorrow morning. Linda shakes her head. It didn't take that long, sir. Everything's sorted. No wonder Zayn reached out to Wendy. Linda must have had a hand in that. Linda pours me a cup of tea before she steps away. The living room goes quiet. Just Lydia and me. We sit across from each other, both drinking, neither speaking for a long time. I break the silence first. My father's birthday is the day after tomorrow. Don't forget a gift. Lydia looks at me. Mom mentioned you gave her bracelets? She collects them, doesn't she? I keep my voice even. I had a pair of violet jadeite bracelets. Seemed fitting. Lydia fixes her gaze on me like she's trying to read something. She leans back into the sofa. What are you after? Trying to win my mother over? I hold her gaze. I don't think we've ever looked at each other this long. The bracelets were a calculated move. Win her mother's favor, and she'll be harder on Zayn when the time comes. Repeatedly helping Wendy is about evening the score. Getting close to Naomi is about getting under Lydia's skin. These are all part of my own quiet agenda. Whether any of it works doesn't really matter, because I was never planning a comeback against all odds. I meet her eyes clear-faced. A son-in-law who wants to please his mother-in-law. Is that so strange? You don't have to second guess. If you want a divorce right now, I'll sign tonight. Lydia's eyes go cool. And give you 3% of the Lydia group? I let the silence breathe. Still not worth it to you? She narrows her eyes slightly. Whatever she's thinking, I can't read it. After a long pause, her answer is the same as always. Don't dream. Did she actually weigh it and decide Zayn still isn't worth that price? She spent weeks pursuing him, nearly tore apart a relationship in the process, and she still hasn't figured out what she actually wants. I look at her steadily. What if I walked away with nothing? The stake in the Lydia group is tempting, I won't pretend otherwise, but leaving empty-handed wouldn't ruin me. If anything, it would free me sooner, and that sounds like a beautiful life. Lydia is blunt. No, that genuinely surprises me. I can't help myself. Lydia, haven't you thought about how having me around might get in the way of whatever you're chasing? She's been at this for weeks. Surely she's begun to sense that this is different. The celebrities, the others, she never put in this kind of effort for any of them. Lydia's eyes drop. Whatever she's thinking, she keeps it behind glass. A long pause, then, it won't. She won't see it until it's right in front of her. For someone this sharp, she is remarkably blind when it comes to her own heart. I let out a quiet sigh and give up trying. I get up and go to bed. The next day, a message from Wendy. Marcus, Zayn and I made up. Thank you. We'll treat you to dinner soon. I read it. I don't reply. What I'm thinking is, Lydia's day just got a lot worse. After washing up, I head downstairs for breakfast. Lydia is already on the sofa. She doesn't look happy. I walk past her and into the dining room. Linda, what's for breakfast? Linda ladles noodles into a bowl. 3 fresh noodle soup today. I made some braised eggs last night. I can add one on top if you'd like. They're wonderful. She's also set out a bowl of simmered bird's nest soup and some sliced fruit. My appetite kicks in. I sit and dig in. A moment later, Lydia sits down across from me. We eat in silence. Then Lydia's phone buzzes once. She glances at it, and her expression darkens visibly right before my eyes. She's barely touched her noodles. She shoves the bowl aside and stands up. "Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, my parents' place," I call after her. "Don't forget." She doesn't answer. Her figure disappears across the vast living room. That message was almost certainly from Zayn, and whatever it said hit hard. Otherwise, she wouldn't have reacted like that. I glance over at Linda tidying the kitchen. I wonder if Zayn has ever told her about being pursued by a married woman. That married woman just stormed out. I tell Linda on my way out, I won't be back for lunch. And I'm off. I've scheduled a full physical today. Your body is your foundation. It deserves attention. After half a day of tests and waiting rooms, I've gotten through most of it. Before I leave, a thought crosses my mind. I head to Naomi's department. The moment I see her, I smile. Dr. Naomi. She's at her desk eating a takeout lunch. When she sees me, her brow knits slightly. I sit down beside her. "Just you, eating so simply. I respect that. You've always been different from that crowd. They're all princesses. You're something more refined." Naomi gives me a sidelong look, expression flat. Using me to get under Lydia's skin again? So she did see through me last time. I quietly take out my phone. "Let me show you something." I pull up Wendy's social media cover photo. Her and Zayn together. Blue sky, white clouds, the two of them holding hands, laughing at the camera. Goofy and completely happy. I watch Naomi's face. "Do you recognize him?" She studies the photo for a few seconds. Something flickers in her eyes, but it isn't admiration. She looks away. "I don't know him, but that's Wendy?" She's focused on Wendy. I blink. A photo can't capture a person the way being in the room with them can. But in my past life, Naomi's obsession with Zayn had been every bit as intense as Lydia's. Shouldn't even a photo stir something? Maybe the feelings only developed through contact. I should have asked more questions back when I had the chance. Then I wouldn't be so lost now. I reset and sigh. Yeah. Has Lydia mentioned the college student she's been chasing? That's him. Naomi's gaze sharpens. I knew there was someone, not who. How do you know? Because they almost broke up yesterday. I was the one who talked them through it. His name is Zayn, music department at Alton University, and he has no idea I'm Lydia's husband. Naomi looks like she has more questions, but her colleagues are filing back in. She lets it go. I take the cue and stand. "Dinner tonight. I have a lot more to tell you." Naomi nods. "Fine. You pick the place." As I turn to leave, I catch one of her colleagues teasing her. "Our Dr. Naomi finally has a date tonight." Whatever Naomi says back, I don't catch it. I book us a table at the Songfeng tea room, the same place Jason took us before. That evening, Naomi arrives as planned. I never went home. I napped in the private room instead. When she arrives, I'm still stretched out on the tatami, mid-dream. Naomi taps my face. "Wake up." I open my eyes and give her an apologetic smile. "Sorry, I'm not exactly graceful when I sleep." Something almost like a smile crosses Naomi's face. She takes a seat at the tea table. The server comes in to prepare our tea, and I dismiss him once it's done. We get down to business. From the first encounter with Zayn at the cafe, to running into Wendy, to becoming friends with both of them. I walk Naomi through all of it. It sounds like a coincidence, but it wasn't something I planned, I add. Naomi sums it up. "So right now, you know everything about their situation, and neither of them knows who you are?" I nod. She studies me. "Why not just tell them the truth?" I turn it back on her. "You know Lydia. Would it change anything? Would she give up Zayn because of me? No amount of resistance from me would stop her. She never loved me. I'm not even an old flame. How could I compete with someone who actually makes her feel something?" As I speak, something rises in me. The desperation and bitterness from my past life stir beneath the surface. A flicker of surprise crosses Naomi's face. All those years of Lydia's scandals and I never reacted like this, but then, she doesn't know what I know about what comes next. I steady myself. I've already told Lydia. She does as she pleases anyway. With her nature, she won't stop until she gets him. Telling Zayn wouldn't change much either. Maybe he'd feel so guilty he'd avoid me and pull away from Lydia harder, which would only make her push more aggressively. And Wendy, she simply can't outmaneuver Lydia. I've run through every scenario. Nothing changes. Naomi speaks again. "Then why tell me?" There's a faint bitterness in me as I answer. "Because now you know I'm not being kept in the dark. I want the divorce. Lydia is the one refusing, and I want you to stop talking her out of anything." Naomi grew up with Lydia. She knows better than anyone how deeply I once cared for her. Hearing me say this clearly shakes her. "Are you sure?" I nod firmly. "I'm sure." Naomi is quiet for a long time. I have no idea what's going through her mind. Not until we part ways does she finally say anything. "It's probably for the best that you've let go. I held on too long. I believed that if you kept someone in your heart long enough, the universe would answer." As someone who watched from the outside, Naomi has always known this marriage was only ever mine to carry. On the way home, I feel lighter than I have in years. Someone else finally knows I've let go. I hum quietly all the way home, draw a bath, and fall asleep. The next morning, I'm up earlier than usual. Today is my father's birthday. I get the gift ready, then text Lydia. "Remember, my parents' place today. In my past life, she didn't show. I even made excuses for her, told everyone she was swamped with work. This time, she might not come either, but I'm done making excuses for her." I arrive and call out cheerfully, "Dad, happy birthday!" My mother smiles from the side. "You're early. Have you eaten?" I loop my arm through my father's and sit. "Of course. What do you think I pay the staff for?" My father glances at the door, no one else coming, and his mood shifts immediately. "Why is it just you? Where's Lydia? She's getting worse and worse." I smile awkwardly and say nothing. Given my father's position, there would normally be a stream of visitors on his birthday, but he's not that kind of man. No banquets, no flattery, just family, every year. Just as my parents are getting into it about Lydia, I catch a tall figure in the doorway out of the corner of my eye, a gift in hand. I slap my hand over my father's mouth. mouth. Lydia's here. He goes very still, visibly awkward. My mother comes out of the kitchen, genuinely pleased. Lydia, come in, come in. Lydia smiles politely. Just arrived. She settles into the seat across from my father and me, poised, impeccably composed. She places the gift on the table. Happy birthday, Dad. A small token. It's a box of tea. My father is in public service. Anything flashy would be wrong. He loves his tea. Lydia knows exactly what she's doing. He can't open it in front of her. That would look too eager. He just nods with a warm smile. I'm glad you came. You didn't have to bring anything. Lydia replies graciously. Work keeps me away more than I'd like. On your birthday, showing up empty-handed just wouldn't do. For someone usually so cool and distant, Lydia is remarkably easy in conversation. My father and her family have professional ties. She's too smart to let anything personal interfere. The instinct for calculation runs deep, which is exactly why, in my past life, watching her throw everything away for Zayn left me completely stunned. My father waves a hand. Don't say that. A woman should put her career first. They fall into easy conversation. It turns to work almost immediately. I tune out quickly. By midday, the table is full of food. We eat together, the four of us, talking. For a moment, it feels almost unreal, like something out of a dream. Not long after we finish, my father's phone rings. I've just eaten. I appreciate the thought. He hangs up, half resigned and half pleased. My secretary organized a dinner. They insist. My mother nods. Go on then. It's well-meaning. My father pauses at the door. Lydia, I have to head out. Stay and relax. Of course, Dad. Once he's gone, Lydia doesn't linger. A few minutes and she's saying goodbye. Something about the office. I'm out the door right behind her, dropping into the passenger seat of her car before she can object. Lydia looks at me with flat eyes. What are you doing? I buckle my seatbelt without a trace of shame. Give me a lift. My car's in for maintenance. Taxis are a hassle. She presses her lips together, clearly unhappy. She doesn't want to drive me, but making a scene at my parents' door isn't an option. She caves. Inside the car, I catch a faint trace of tobacco, the same kind that clings to Zayn. Was he in this seat this morning? Didn't he say he was blocking her? So how are they already meeting again? Something feels off. I can't make sense of it. It's not in Zayn's nature to warm up to her this fast. In my past life, she was relentless precisely because she couldn't have him. The chase was the point. I take out a lighter and quietly tuck it into the gap between the seat and the door. Then I adjust the seat back noticeably. If Zayn gets in here again, he'll have to adjust the seat, and he'll find the lighter. I close my eyes and settle back. I'm going to nap. Lydia doesn't respond. Then her phone rings. She answers without hesitation, doesn't even try to hide it. It's Zayn. The speed at which she answers says everything. Lydia's voice drops into something I've never heard from her before. Soft, gentle. What happened? Don't cry. Stay there. I'm coming. She pulls over the second. She hangs up and turns to me. Get out. Take a cab, or I'll call someone to pick you up. What's going on? I ask, genuinely curious. Something needs handling, she says, impatient. I don't move. Where? Take me along. I'm bored. I expect her to refuse. Instead, she gives me a cold, thin smile. You really want to come? Zayn's in some kind of trouble. That's what this is. I nod. Let's go. No more words. She hits the accelerator. We pull up outside a shopping center. Lydia strides in. I follow. We ride up to the 6th floor food hall. A Japanese restaurant is in chaos. Something's clearly wrong. I don't go in. I find a spot nearby and watch. 5 minutes later, Lydia walks out with Zayn. Zayn looks like he's been crying. His eyes are red. Lydia reaches up and smooths his hair, the way you'd soothe a beloved, flustered puppy. Before, there were just rumors. Now she doesn't even bother hiding it in public. Something hollows out in my chest for a moment. I force the feeling down, take a photo, walk away. In the elevator down, I catch fragments of people talking about what happened in the restaurant. Apparently Zayn found a problem with the ingredients, got into an argument with the owner, and ended up locked in the back kitchen. Still so young. And yet Lydia drops everything to come. And the infuriating part, she's genuinely happy to. I hail a cab outside and head home. I send the photo to Naomi on the way. Her reply comes after I'm already back. I'm not even sure why I sent it. Was I looking for sympathy? Then Sean calls. Marcus, are you free tomorrow? What's up? His voice is light. He sounds genuinely happy. Come with me to try on suits. Claire and I are getting engaged next week. I agree without hesitation. Sure. Send me the address. I'll be there at 8. Sean hangs up fast and the address pops through immediately. I rub my temples and walk into the living room. Tired. Linda and May are cleaning. They greet me as I come in. I sink into the sofa. The image of Lydia's hand in Zayn's hair won't leave me. 10 years of wanting something from her, and he has it without even trying. I open my eyes and look over at Linda. Linda, can I ask you both something? She stops what she's doing. Of course, sir. Say, I take a second to craft the story. A friend of mine. Happy couple. But a wealthy woman starts pursuing him, and he's starting to waver. Who should he choose? They exchange a glance. May speaks first. His girlfriend, obviously. You don't touch a married woman. I keep my eyes on Linda. What if the woman is very rich and refuses to stop? Linda doesn't hesitate. Still refuse. Breaking up a marriage. That's shameless. What kind of person chases someone else's spouse? Good values. All of them. So how did it all fall apart in my past life? All right, Linda, go start dinner. I drift off on the sofa without meaning to. I wake to Lydia's voice. Marcus, get up. I blink open my eyes. Her expression is hard. She's holding the lighter I left in her car. Found already? She must have driven Zayn home. I play dumb, rubbing my eyes. What? She tosses it at me. Did you put this in my car on purpose? Think that's funny? I close my hand around it, unbothered. It's a lighter. Why are you so worked up? Don't play innocent. Her voice is flat and cold. I respond with deliberate ease. Did the boy you just rescued see it and get upset? Jealous? I'm sorry about that. I'll be more careful. Don't try anything against him, Lydia warns, or I won't be polite. Something cracks slightly in my composure. Relax, I didn't go inside. I don't even know who he is. She'll shield Zayn completely. Today's incident won't make the news. She'll make sure of that. Lydia turns and goes upstairs. Cold air seems to trail behind her. Just when the distance between them had narrowed, he finds another man's lighter. The gap doubles in an instant. Of course she's furious. Linda waits until she's gone, then murmurs, "Dinner is ready, sir." I nod. I eat, I shower, I sleep. Tomorrow I need to be sharp for Sean. Then a message from my mother-in-law. A list of dozens of herbal ingredients. Marcus, have someone fill this prescription. 2 doses a day for 2 weeks. Sleep gone. I text back. What is this for? Nourishing herbs. Her body must be out of balance. At this rate, I'll never have grandchildren. I want to say no, but Lydia won't take the medicine unless her mother's involved. After a moment, I give in. Fine. But I can't promise she'll actually drink it. She sends back a thumbs up. Don't worry, just get the herbs. Leave the rest to me. The next day I send Linda to fill the prescription. She looks at the list of ingredients with wide eyes. Sir, are you not feeling well? I shake my head with a smile. Not me. My mother-in-law wants me to get these for Lydia. She's impatient for grandchildren. I say it openly without lowering my voice. This way, the next time Linda sees Lydia and Zayn together, she'll remember that I'm still the husband standing here. Sir, I have a relative who's a traditional medicine doctor. He has a formula that works every time. Would you like me to ask him? Linda offers kindly. Really? That's kind of you. Please, pick up a few doses when you get the chance. I put on a look of pleasant surprise. If it actually works, I'll give you a raise. You're too generous, sir. I'll go today.